again, you bring in certain hermeneutics when you understand the New Testament, or any text for that matter, okay? So having the historic, contextual hermeneutic of the Old Testament and understanding the Old Testament laws, especially the one that is absolutely exhaustive in Leviticus 18, unless you really have that, when you come into Romans 1, you really won't understand the graphic. And though I agree that the text itself is very plain, but that's because I have the Leviticus 18 in the background and the Old Testament context. But if you don't have that and you come into Romans 1, you can make the argument that this is somewhat ambiguous. I understand what is being stated. It's an epistemic question.
Themselves obsidian here. I'm going to invite you up. I'm not sure what you think Zionism is. Zionism is our right to live safely and securely in our homeland, and it's not negotiable. So if you want to say we should be free from living safely and securely in our homeland, that's not on the table. Send the Gazans to Sinai. Well, that might be necessary.
That's the question. It's right there. I never understood that. And there's so much land, so much available space, and during this rebuilding period, why wouldn't Egypt allow them to be in Sinai, which is right there? It's their, it's a natural path to just go straight to Sinai.
I think there's two reasons, and we know what they are. The two reasons are, number one, that they are incredibly subversive and nobody wants them because they tend to undermine whatever place they go to. And I just point out Jordan, where they tried to kill the king, and Lebanon, where they occupied southern Lebanon with weapons, and then we had to go and get them out, and Kuwait, where they were offered asylum, I guess you could say, or safe haven, and they turned against their hosts. When Saddam from Iraq attacked Kuwait, they sided with Saddam. They sided with the enemy, and they were kicked out by the hundreds of thousands. So this is why people don't want them anymore. I'm going to read what Obsidian is saying here. So let them have Hamas, and you have whatever you want. No. And the reason why Obsidian is because Hamas is violent and aggressive and inhuman, monstrous, barbaric, savage, brutal, okay? These are accurate descriptions. After their behavior, they can be allowed nowhere near nice people. They have to go. They're the minimum price that they pay for what they have done is to be held accountable by any reasonable judge. They must be held accountable for what they have done. That's non-negotiable. And at minimum, they have to leave.
So is he making the argument Hamas should still be there? Would this dude make the argument that the Allied troops should have just let the Nazis stay in Germany, or the Imperial Japanese just stay ruling Japan? Just curious if he thinks that would have been a good idea for the Allied troops to just let them stay in power. Is that what he's thinking?
I don't think this person is from the West, and I think they're drawing a moral equivalence between, and I know they are, between Zionism and Hamas. And there is no moral equivalence there. That's absurd. Why is it ridiculous? Come up. I don't want to have to answer all. Well, I guess I can.
Yeah, but this person, does he think that it would be a good idea for the Allies to have just let the Nazis there? Or does he understand when there's evil and when there's a problem with the Khmer Rouge? So would that be a good idea? Just leave some evil perpetrators running governments and running rampant in countries. They think that that's a good idea, or there's a point where you root that out.
You know what part of the problem is, Abby? I was just going to get going even more deeply into the history, and boy, am I interested to know what's going on with our friend who's working on that history in Israel. So interesting. interested. I'm like,
Reach out to
trying to
him.
okay, well, I'll do it through you. I'll go back channel through you, maybe, because it was very warm when we hung out. Hamas brought order to Gaza. You know, the order of dictatorship, the order of totalitarianism, because they were fairly chaotic before they took charge. And they, the expression, they have a monopoly on violence, and that's what worked for them. That's what worked for Hamas. They're very organized. They control every aspect of life in Gaza. They're totalitarian, and that worked. So, I mean, as they say, the trains ran on time, So this is why I think they were able to survive this long. I mean, they were extremely dangerous and violent and oppressive, and they're the Muslim Brotherhood, and they impose Sharia law. And listen, I don't have any problem with another country having Sharia law. I do have a problem when they then come into Israel and massacre Jews. I mean, Hamas are the people that use suicide bombers. Let's see. Okay, thank you, Ro. I'm getting your message in the chat. I have to go read it. I'm triple tasking here, answering the chat, talking in the room, and also I can't check the back channel as well.
I'm going to answer the dude's question. Do Palestinians have the right to vote? Area A, I would tell the dude in the chat, take out your little phone and Google Area A and tell me when they vote, who they voted for, and who would be stopping their ability to vote in Area A. Area A being under full Palestinian control, and I would look at that area, which has, I believe, Bethlehem, Ramallah, Hebron, Jenin, Jericho. Take a look at who lives there, who controls it, and the voting, and then tell me how Israel has anything whatsoever to do with what happens in Area A, where all those cities are, and then put your point in.
I mean, the point that Abby is making, it's worth repeating, I think. Yes, Palestinians vote in their area, and Israelis/Jews vote in our area. And I mentioned Jews because there are no Jews in Palestine, because we have been expelled. There are almost no Jews in the entire Muslim world, our neighbors, again, because we have been expelled. So yes, we vote in our country, Israel, and they vote in the whatever government they have been able to set up. In this case, as Abby points out, under the Palestinian Authority, or Area A. So that's the answer, Obsidian. Yes, they have the right to vote. And by the way, they haven't occupied, they haven't voted in what, 2 decades? And the reason why is because it's understood that the Palestinian Authority is corrupt, and they would lose if they held an election, and the Palestinians would elect Hamas again, and the Hamas kills the Palestinian Authority. They massacre them. So these are some conflicts that the Palestinians have to resolve, as they want to have self-governance. And for the record, Israel has no interest in governing them. Thank you for your questions. You're still there, Obsidian, and you can also hear, I'm going to invite you up to talk, invite to speak. I appreciate your questions in the chat, and we can discuss it verbally too. It is an audio app. Abby, this podcast that you sent me, are you still here? Abby has moved on. At any event, Obsidian can't join right now, but maybe later. Okay, Obsidian. Abby has sent me some podcast about how we are. Well, that there's a conflict on how to understand history, and it's an interesting point. You know, they say history is written by the victors, and of course it's true. Doesn't mean we can't tell the other side, by the way. Just because history is written by the victors doesn't mean that it is inherently unfair, you know? So where are we at here? I got another question from Obsidian. Thanks, but I don't speak. Okay, well, I understand Obsidian, and I know you're taking the side of Hamas. Let's see, you don't speak, you just use BS in the chat. Okay. Okay, Harry. Now I lost my train of thought. I was trying to have too many conversations at once. There's no moral equivalence between Hamas and Israel, or Hamas, and Zionism. Zionism is our Western democratic expression of the right of an indigenous people, the Jews, to live safely and securely in our homeland. And as such, as a pluralistic society, as we often mention, 20% of whom is Arab, that enjoys full and equal rights and participation in the democratic process, as a full and equal democratic society, there is no equivalence to a totalitarian, authoritarian, militaristic terror cell like Hamas that lives on our border and is dedicated to destroying us. And I have to say, I think it's time that we listen to them. So when somebody tells you that they want to kill you, it's time for us to listen to them and to respond appropriately, and not to pretend that, well, if we're nice to them, they're going to be nice to us, which was our old model. We literally used to say, well, if we just give them this, they're going to be nice. Well, if we just give them that, they're going to be nice. No. The Palestinians took the side of the Nazis in World War II. Okay? That's literal. They literally worked with and for the Nazis. The Palestinians then followed Yasser Arafat after in the 60s with the PLO, the Palestinian Liberation Organization, which is a Soviet-style terroristic movement that initiated hijacking civilian airplanes. That means you get on the plane, and now you've got people with machine guns who try to telling the plane has to go to Cuba, and you're being held hostage, or Uganda, as you can remember perhaps from the famous Entebbe incident, in which the IDF had to rescue kidnapped Jews on a civilian airliner. And since the PLO didn't just slaughter Israelis, slaughtered Jews, just Jews. So these are the leaders that the Palestinians would follow. Following Yasser Arafat, a terrorist from Cairo, whose name is not Yasser Arafat, it's like Abdul Rahman. I could read you his name. So that wasn't his name, and he wasn't Palestinian, he was Egyptian. Now they follow Hamas, whose charter says they want to kill every Jew on the planet, and every Christian. So that's who we're up against. We're up against people who want to destroy anybody that's not like them. It's the heart and soul of racism. Let me read what somebody's writing in the chat. History is written sometimes by hypocrites, like history of Tabari in Islam. El Normo, not necessarily with victims and victors. Okay, fair enough. Mahrad Adlasi, fair enough. Normo is so good. Thank you, Or. Your name is Light. That's a beautiful name. Thank you for saying that, Or. I'm glad you appreciate it. Thank you, my brother Moshe, and Shabbat Shalom. I wish you a magnificent Shabbos, and I hope to share the peace of Shabbos tonight. So, let's all pray. And since you're reminding me, if there are any Jewish guys within earshot, I encourage you to put on tefillin because we need it. And thank you for sending me a flower, Mahrad Lashi. Beautiful, thank you. Welcome always, amen. Thank you, Or. And here's my brother Randy arriving. It looks like he's arriving. Oh, there you are. Well, you want to come up and share, Randy? Here we go. What's up, yo? Boker Tov.
Well, as you may notice in my PPR yesterday, I ran into every to a real, it's really good. I saw her. And I didn't talk Middle East at all. She was recently said the negative stuff. But I didn't get into it with her. It was in a parking lot. It wasn't the right place right now. If I see her again, we can talk about Israel with her, but this time we can talk about Israel.
Well, that's just a first date. You don't want to turn her off, Randy. Congrats.
Exactly.
I'm glad that you're willing to date somebody who might be a little older than you.
She's not hurt now.
That's fine.
Which is good. Honestly, it's better than a lot of 60-year-old women. We haven't had one thing.
Did you guys just go for coffee on the first date?
No, we have beautiful meal.
Oh, impressive.
At different tables. At different tables.
I mean, do you want to say where you ran into her? Were you up there in Chappaqua?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was Long Island.
Oh, really? Let's have a look at the background here.
It's a parking lot. It's just a parking lot.
So, is that her to-go box?
Yeah, I guess the restaurant gave her some stuff to go. Looks like it. The restaurant. It looks like they could pack up some stuff for her.
She looks really happy.
That's right.
I mean, I don't want to be forward or anything, but do you have her? Do you have your hand on someplace there? I don't know.
I had my hand on her butt.
Wow.
Yeah. I think, you gotta make your move. I didn't mean to center myself.
No, it's fine. Text me back channel where you were. I won't say it aloud in the room, but I'm interested to know. I have a feeling. Does it begin with an H?
Did you just say to keep it private?
Yes. Okay.
Yes, no, you're right. Your answer is yes.
Okay.
And now let's stop.
I'm stopping. I'm dropping.
Is that Hoboken?
Yes, Hoboken. I know. Hoboken. We all know where it was, but I won't put it into words.
No, it was East Hampton.
Dude, you couldn't resist flexing. I love it.
Hamptons, I like it.
He couldn't hold it back.
Feel excluded. I don't want people to feel like, oh, I'm just not caring. I'm only caring.
He could have said Fire Island.
Does it begin with an H? It could have been Hop Hog. You could have said Hop Hog, Randy.
I could have said Hempstead.
You could have said Hempstead.
Anyway, moving on. But you know what? From what I could tell, she had one Secret Service guy, and he wasn't that big. He had a driver, but Secret Service guy. And
Wow. Doing double duty, not the driver and the Secret Service.
yeah, guess what? And I'll say one final thing. They parked illegally. They parked it in their parking zone. Well,
Well, that could come up in the next election. I hope you took photos.
the collective entitlement is still there. It's not whitewater, but it's something.
It's not. Did you did you ask her for her email address? Really? Did you get my email?
She has a Hotmail account in the second date.
Yeah. Other people were coming up to her.
Was there a line?
No, just one or two people came up to her in the restaurant when she was sitting down. That's when she was done eating, one or two people came up to her. And,
Only one or two people. Where did you? Okay, you ate at the. You want to say? You might as well say where you ate. Since you said.
yeah, I don't remember. It's a restaurant called Clarissa.
Clarissa?
Clarissa, yeah. And so, let's say two people came up to her. And one was a woman I know is a female lawyer and is kind of a pioneer in her field. But, the first female lawyer that was very firm and set up. And she was something very to cry. When people meet celebrities, or people meet special people, they get very emotional,
Well,
Well, I was thinking, my parents are gone now, but I was thinking to myself, wow, my father would be so happy for me, he would just be so happy to see me, my parents don't big, as a young adult, it happened a year and a half.
Hobnobbing with the masters of the universe.
It was moving to me. I didn't quite cry, but I have to admit it's emotionally moving, to me. Whatever else you want to say about it.
Did anybody notice in Randy's PTR, he's got like a size 22 foot?
Yeah, a lot of people are commenting on my feet. That's the main comment I get. Almost more than Hillary is my foot. I have a size 12 foot. But somehow the angle has made it look like I have a 28 foot. Yeah. But who knows, maybe that's why she wanted to talk to me, because I have big feet.
Well, and it would be difficult to push you over. There's no pushover, Randy.
Yeah.
Kicks.
Unless that temperature was bad, that's some kind of cool training, there's no doubt I could have, like one-on-one, I could have taken him. I mean, not that I'd want to, but, I was not intimidated about it, but maybe he has a gun or something happened,
You think it's possible that he had a gun? No, it's guaranteed that he has an automatic weapon, like strapped. I think that's a requirement. No question.
But anyway, I'm going to meet up a little because I have to watch up and get active. We all overtowed and about to know.
Good shots.
Good Shabbos. You know what? I can share this with I won't even name the person that we had dinner with a little while ago, Randy, but he'll be interested. Don't mention who it is.
Okay. What do you think?
I'm saying there's a person to whom I'm related with whom we had dinner recently. Yeah. So I'm going to share it with them.
Okay. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
They're with their loved one. All right, Randy. Good content. Good content.
Yeah, I'm going to meet up a little while I get ready to get out. I have to. Right?
Yes.
Get you up.
Yes. So the breaking news is that our friend Randy is dating Hillary Clinton, which I think is appropriate. And those are the kinds of people that hang out in our safe space for Jews. World leaders like Randy and Hillary. I think they're a beautiful couple.
Does Bill know?
Is that really Hillary Clinton? I didn't have to look
Yeah,
at
it is. It is. But, I'm interested to know what kind of food she took away with her.
And was it kosher?
It was her emails.
There were a few emails.
That's a very dangerous girlfriend to have.
Why is that?
You better be polite, because of the rumors of the Clinton body count. You've never heard of the Clinton body counts?
We better warn Randy.
Randy better use protection in more ways than one.
I think he likes the excitement, Randy. It's more of a thrill for him.
I was actually out in EH for the past almost 2 weeks.
Very nice.
It was, yeah, it's so beautiful out there. There's nothing like it.
I kind of agree.
I actually did a charity event with the SAG Cinema. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
Very familiar. They've been doing charity events for like the last 5 years or something.
It's a funny story. I actually, you know who I met at that event? I met a producer who, her business partner is Zoran Mondani's mother.
Yeah, Mira, what's her name?
She is Zoran's godmother. Well, the mother, I'm not sure what her name is. But this woman, I don't necessarily want to say her name out loud, but
Mira,
she is Zoran.
Mira Nair, I believe is it. She's got a couple of Academy Award nominated, and I think in one case winning films.
And she, her one of her most recent things was something on HBO, which was a movie about Henrietta Lacks, I think. But it was all your types of people, or it was all movie people. It was kind of cool. A lot of agents, PR people.
Interesting. I mean, is the Sag Harbor Cinema in any kind of shape now? I mean, I remember the fire was years ago. They still haven't raised money to fix it up? Or did they fix it up?
They fixed it up, but it still needs some help, I think. But they raised a lot of money that night, I'll tell you that.
I've seen so many movies there. By the way, it was usually empty when I went to see a movie there.
Yeah, we went to a movie there. We watched this new movie. It's kind of like a horror. It's like called Weapons.
Weapons, yeah. People are recommending it. Do you recommend it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good fun movie. A lot of like jump scares. I don't particularly like how it ended, but it was good. So I recommend it. I think it might be an A24 movie.
Right. My kid is recommending it to me.
Yeah, it's fun, but I'm like a horror connoisseur, so I wish the ending. Well, I guess
Don't say anything.
It actually wasn't bad. I'm getting it confused with another movie that I watched that weekend as well called Bring Her Back.
Yeah.
And that's another horror, which I was very unhappy with the ending, but also pretty good. So both those movies, if you like horror, Bring Her Back and Weapons.
You know what I watched with my kid the other day? Because he's working on something similar, Dressed to Kill. Have you seen that film by Brian De Palma? I mean, it's considered a big film.
No, I didn't see that film, but I did meet De Palma's kid at this event.
No kidding.
Wasn't De Palma married several times, right? Like,
For sure. I mean, that's normal, I think, for Hollywood.
And I think one of his wives, who might be an agent or in the industry, was there as well. He did. What did De Palma do? Scarface?
That might be his most famous.
Yeah.
He did Blowout, Scarface. He did a Vietnam film. I have to think about the name with Matthew Modine. Yeah, let's look at his filmography for a second, because there was a minute in which he was one of the big three Italians, De Palma, Scorsese, and Coppola, but then he fell off. Then Coppola fell off, and Scorsese is the last man standing. Let me look up. I'm sure I'm forgetting something important that he did. He kind of fell off with On Fire of the Vanities. That was his big fail. That just went to pieces. That was sort of sad. Brian De Palma, still around. Let's see. His children are Piper and Lolita. You know which one you meant? He never won an Oscar. Am I still audible?
Yeah, you're all.
Yes, you're on.
Okay. Boy, there's a lot of forgettable films in here. Let's see. The Fury. I don't think I saw it. Dressed to Kill is one of his big. All right. So, okay. Oh, I forgot some important stuff. Okay. I forgot The Untouchables, which was a big hit. It's a really good film. Really good. The Vietnam film that was a fail is Casualties of War, unfortunately. Okay, I'm forgetting some important stuff. Body Double is a very weird one, which I recommend. A weird horror film. I don't want to say too much. Just check it out is all I can say. I'm going to double check and make sure I'm thinking of the same one. And then he did Carlito's Way is very well regarded. Very well regarded.
I love Carlito's Way.
That's a good film. A very New Yorkie film with Jose Guzman and with Pacino, right?
Correct.
I like the French Connection.
He didn't direct that though. That's William Friedkin. And he did very well with Mission Impossible. That was a really good comeback for him in '96. I think it was the first Mission Impossible. And then he did Mission to Mars, which I didn't see even. He did The Black Dahlia in 2006, which I didn't see.
So De Palma's wife that was at this event was Gail Hurd.
Okay.
She did, she's a producer. She did Terminator, Aliens, Armageddon, The Walking Dead.
Wait a second, I think he did Carrie. He did Carrie. Okay, now that really put him on that. I forgot that too.
That's great. I love Carrie.
Carrie is lovable. You should see Dressed to Kill. Let's see, Body Double. I really don't even remember. I guess I didn't see it. Erotic thriller. Yeah, he went into the world of erotic thrillers for a while. Well, I think what I remember about
a big fan of.
who?
Do you know? That I'm curious your opinion on Cronenberg out of Canada.
Oh yeah, he's considered a master. Look, we emptied the room. This always happens when we start talking, like, inside a table hall, whether it's film or books or movie, film or music, like with Randy. The room empties out. It's kind of funny. We can get it down to just two people.
Well, Randy's assets in music, correct?
Yeah, but it's also music for film. There's a long list of people who never win an Oscar and deserved one.
You know who's someone to keep be on the lookout for? Who I think what I was kind of hearing is an up-and-comer who's going to be a star. Richard Gere has a son. His name is Homer Gere. And I don't think he's really done anything yet, but he's going to be breaking out in a big way.
Well, that's good. I mean, I didn't know you were that involved in the industry, and I'm glad to hear it. We have a lot to talk about. I don't think we ever really talked about it. But I will say that I see that Richard Gere has been blacklisted by China because of his advocacy for Tibet. He became kind of a Buddhist and a meditator. And he cannot work because China won't let him work in this country. That's how much pull China has. And that's sort of interesting. So Homer may have to change his name, or maybe they won't realize that he's Richard Gere's son. I don't know. No one wants the kids. I don't know what that means. films. Audiences are not enjoying those films. I don't know which films you mean, but you can come up and tell us, Craig. Oh, the kids are the actors. Well, it depends. Look at Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller's having an unbelievable career. And he's the son. He's a Hollywood kid. So sometimes the kid can even surpass the parent, you know. Look at Michael Douglas, the son of Kirk Douglas, you know. So there are some exceptions. I mean, I'm not trying to be contrarian, but there are. It is possible. Drew Barrymore, you know.
Sorry, I lost my bar, so I'm not really involved in the industry. I have a good friend, like one of my best friends, who's really pretty high up with an agency, but it seems like an industry I would enjoy being part of for sure.
It's fun to have a conversation. I mean, it's a lot of work. Ben Stiller is now. So.
He's on the phone he's on the phone nonstop. You can't even really enjoy hanging out with him because he's just taking calls all day, every day.
Is he an agent?
Yes.
With a big firm?
The best. And his clientele.
With Endeavor?
Correct.
Yeah, I've been represented by them.
We'll talk offline, and I'll tell you more about him and who he reps, but it's pretty impressive.
Do you work with him?
No, I don't. But there could be some opportunities for me to do some things for him in the future.
Say it again?
I said there might be some opportunities for me to do some things for him in the future.
Oh. Well, they do things differently. We could always talk offline. I'm saying in Hollywood, you know. I won't say more, but it's anyway, Mickey, what's going on? I'm glad you came up.
One second, déjalo ahí arriba por encima. Norm, what's up?
Yo. I forgot.
I actually came up yesterday to tell you something, but you had just left.
Oh.
You remember what you were talking about yesterday about Brad Pitt in
Once Upon a Time?
Once Upon a Time, Cliff Booth, right?
Yeah.
So did you know that, sorry, I'm just fixing things in the office here. Did you know that Tarantino wrote a 10-episode miniseries, which is a spin-off that continues the story of Cliff Booth? And Brad Pitt fell madly in love with it, but Tarantino just wasn't up for the task to do a 10-episode miniseries. So what Brad Pitt did is he took it to David Fincher, his good friend, because they did 7 together. He took it to David Fincher, and they're actually in production right now. They're doing a mini-series for Netflix, 10 episode about the life of Cliff Booth, and David Fincher is directing.
That's interesting. I feel like Fincher may have done Mindhunters as well. I mean, when they say they're directing, he does the first one or two, and then somebody else did.
He's the creator, and he did the first and last episode. He's like a fucking master. I consider him one of the masters.
There's no question about it. It's interesting, though, that Tarantino is even bigger. I think Tarantino can, okay, I'm not doing television yet, you know, because he can. Because he's Tarantino, and he's, up there, I think, at the pinnacle with Paul Thomas Anderson. You know, they're, neck and neck.
That's his move. He's just not saying it yet, you know. He keeps talking about this 10th and final film. He's doing these plays, but it's obvious he already has a contract with the franchise of Star Wars to do a Star Wars series for Apple TV, which they were going to start earlier, but then it's on hold. But they're still holding on to that contract, so he's still signed on to do that. even though there's no set date, but it's obvious that that's his next big move. He's gonna go into television.
You watched the conversation with Bill Maher.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, me too. So that's
Great
going to be
conversation.
really cool, and it directed me to his, pun intended, to his book, Cinema Speculations, which I'm listening to now. And
Amazing book.
you know the book.
Yes.
Well, I'm going through Don Siegel now. In fact, I think I started, I have to go see if I bought it and fell asleep. I started Dirty Harry again last night.
Yeah, he's like an encyclopedia, and he makes you want to watch all these movies, and he
Yes.
motivates you to do so. It's great.
And Don Siegel never really got any attention as an auteur, right? He was like a journeyman filmmaker. And now just looking at Dirty Harry, I see how wonderfully the scenes are directed. In fact, usually not usually, but often when I'm watching a film, I can figure out how they did something, and it's interesting to me to learn from them and see what they did. But I'm looking at some of the action sequences of Dirty Harry. It's like, wow, I don't even know how he did that, and wow, I never would have thought of that. But again, that's after Don Siegel having done 30 films or something. He did so many films in so many genres.
And doing those amazing moves back then was much more complicated. They're the ones that invented them. They didn't have the capability that directors have today. It's like that's why Hitchcock is so impressive.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
So what's up with you, Norm? How are you doing? Where you at? New York City?
At the moment, yeah, I've been like almost non-stop traveling.
Nice.
Yeah.
I just spent 6 weeks in Israel.
Oh, that's so great. That's so great. I was there in April. Maybe you heard me say.
I remember. I was hoping we would connect, but I couldn't. 3 flights were canceled. I had a flight right before the Iran attack.
Yeah.
Oh, you were gone by then, right?
Yeah.
You were gone by then. Yeah. I had 3
But the Houthis sent me something special delivery, and somehow missed each other. This is what a schmuck I am. I'm walking the streets of Tel Aviv, and I'm over by the old cemetery from the cholera epidemic across from Chabad. I was heading to Chabad. I hear the sirens, and I'm like in New York, it's like, oh, sirens, like big deal, like I've heard those before. Somehow, I didn't have the app on my phone. I had no idea that those sirens were real. Like, I just had Yom HaAtzmaut, the sirens were for, in memorial, well, what's the thing before Yom HaAtzmaut, the night before, the Memorial Day? Anyway, what's it called again, Mickey?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm the wrong person to ask.
I don't really know. Memorial Day. So, I didn't do anything.
Yom HaAtzmaut. You mean before? I really don't know. No, I don't know.
The night before Yom HaAtzmaut is Memorial Day, or the day before, and then the day after is Independence Day.
Yom HaZikaron.
That's what I'm saying. Yom HaZikaron, exactly. Thank you. Very, very good. Yeah. So we just had Yom HaZikaron. They had the 2 sets of sirens, and you get out of the car and stand in memoriam, which was a beautiful experience. So when I heard the siren, on this day, which I was on my way to the airport, by the way, after that, I didn't do anything. I just kept walking. And then later on, I learned I was supposed to take shelter, and I had never done it. And then I got to the airport, and the package that the Houthis sent me, it landed next to the airport.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that. Huge crater.
Yeah. Yeah, big. I wonder if they were sending a message knowing that it would hit next to the airport, or if they were trying to hit the airport. That would have been sort of sad.
I doubt they have that precision. They aimed for the airport, and I think so. They shoot ballistic missiles, so I think that wasn't intercepted because they knew that it would fall in a place that was just like grass,
Yeah.
I don't know. I could be wrong. But
No, you sound correct. It sounds correct. It's a little scary. And yes, newspaper.
When you're dealing with only one missile, which is generally speaking with the Houthis, they only have the capacity to shoot one missile at a time. It's every single missile that they shoot is shot down. The only time they ever managed to successfully strike Israel was with that drone, like a year ago, a drone that went through into Tel Aviv. It was flying very low. It went unnoticed, crashed into an apartment block and killed a guy. That was the only time they managed to. But so when it's only one missile, it's very, very unlikely that they can't shoot it down. So I guess they just decided to save the cost and let it fall in the grass, and maybe study it and see what kind of missile it was.
Very interesting. Those are interesting points, Mickey. You're making me miss you because of the way you think and the way we're talking about things now.
Are you planning on coming? I actually need to speak to you about some very big developments that have happened that we discussed in our last conversation when you were here. But
Terrific.
Are you planning on coming Europe or Israel anytime soon?
Yeah, I'm going back and forth nonstop, really. Yes.
Nice.
I usually, I'll usually start off in England, and then go, and then use that as my base. I'll get over my jet lag, and hang out, maybe go to the countryside, or we went back to Spain, in fact. We didn't go to Barcelona. We went to Mallorca.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You're working on that thing here with the Catalans, right?
Yeah, that's going well. And there's other stuff we just started up as well. So that's exciting. So yeah, and I also feel like I don't want to say should, but this is a time when I don't want to say Israel needs me, but this is a time when I feel like if I can offer something to help, then I want to do it, because this is a critical time.
I think we all feel like that on some level.
Yes.
I didn't have any Israel film projects going on or in the books before October 7th. Now I have 3, It's like, it's completely unexpected, It's completely changed everything.
Well, we're just talking that a friend of ours is working on an October 7th book, a historian, so, I mean, there's going to be a lot of film opportunity, obviously. Yeah, but I'm not going to talk about it in here, but somebody that everybody knows.
Yeah, we'll catch up.
Yeah, let's have a phone call.
We'll do,
at least.
Yeah, we'll do a phone call. Yeah,
I'm totally open, and I miss you.
Same here, Norm.
Yeah. So let's see what's happening in the chat here. Craig C, who I don't really know. Oh, they're still talking about how the kids are not as talented as the parents. Well, but this made me think of Ben Stiller. Were you here when we were talking about Ben Stiller?
Who, me?
Yeah, were you here? We were talking about you were here?
Yeah.
So did you watch Severance?
I did not, actually. I haven't had the time, but yeah, everyone's raging about it. It's supposed to be really good.
Well, I think really from a directing point of view, if you can, I don't want to tell you what to do, but I really recommend it I think it's a tour de force of directing. I think it's really a breakthrough for television. I think it really, I think it's an advancement of the medium, frankly. And it's just really good storytelling and really good directing. Which I mean, they're the same, but they're also different. I mean, both from a sort of a filmic and aesthetic point of view. I don't know. Do you ever feel the conflict between making it beautiful and telling the story? Do you ever think about those two? I mean, are they competing to you?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I started in commercials and music videos, so everything was about making it pretty.
Yeah.
And the storytelling was where I was maybe the weakest when I started making films.
Yeah.
So then it's this constant battle of, okay, what looks great, and you're just constantly thinking about the look and the music and the sound, but you're not focusing enough on the story. And then you start realizing that the story is the most important thing, and the fact that you have the advantage of later being able to make it pretty and look good and sound good, that comes second. And it's a constant battle.
Well, it's very interesting because compare it just because his latest thing after dealing with Tarantino and cinema speculations. Tarantino of Tel Aviv, whose son is Leo, we should point out, right?
Yeah.
Just to say that we're on the same topic here. And his affection for Don Siegel. And maybe for Tarantino too. There, especially in the last film, Once Upon a Time, it is beautiful. There's no question. And there's Margot Robbie, who is just ravishingly beautiful. But you're not thinking in terms of, it's not like a European approach. You're not thinking of just how gorgeous this is and what a painting this is, And in the case of Don Siegel, going back and looking, it's amazing in terms of the direction. You're not thinking, oh, this is beautiful, but you are thinking this, now that you look at it with the eye of a director, and when I watched it,
well, glycol walls and cells and stuff like that, those actually form sometimes naturally through other processes. So it's not clear to me that it's impossible for a protein to co-opt something. To say, hey, a protein finds itself in a bubble, and then you start the race, and then you just have to wait a few million years for like a few thousand mutations, combinations, experiments, basically.
Not clear to me either, but we haven't seen it.
So here's the problem. So like the guy who built that computer, he can basically make anything. So Lee Cronin, look him up, Leecronin. He has something called the Molecular Assembly Index, and with that you can know in what order the molecules have to come together. This is the key point, because if you understand, normally you use entropy, right? You say, hey, what are the combinations? And you say, hey, look at the combinations, but it's so large.
I believe in
Okay, well, either you use entropy or you use molecular assembly, right? There's various metrics, but normally it was thought to be such a large computational space, but it turns out it's not, because there's self-selection bias. Like the geochemistry was already in the combination that went right to this way.
Well, I think this conversation maybe isn't going on, Jonas, because he's giving you explanations and references, and you just keep saying, well, we haven't seen that, so maybe this is a topic for a different one.
Okay. Thank you, actually. That's a great observation. I should have noticed that a minute ago. Leave it to the record.
I have a real quick question. Do you think this was the Kruger effect?
What effect?
Dunning-Kruger.
Maybe.
Jonas. And also, he has in one of his hot takes that says, who is the most logical, ChatGPT and other AIs? That was a poll he actually took.
Okay, well, it's a whole other discussion. But
That's very telling, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. If you're anthropomorphizing an AI system, I'll say this to the room just so people don't take this AI systems the wrong way. Think of ChatGPT as like Robin to your Batman. Okay? But if Robin didn't have common sense, he would get Batman killed.
Yeah, sycophantic behavior too.
That ChatGPT today, if people don't look at that ChatGPT like a pathogen and they look at it like a person, they're likely to make very costly mistakes. So
also, moderators, if you guys want to know how to get rid of the anonymous accounts, we figured out. If you play about 30 seconds of copyrighted music, they have to leave, or they get their account clipped if they're live streaming. Moana. You're welcome.
Oh, that's interesting. Good tip.
Alright, let's play some AC/DC.
That's a great idea. You just play it lightly in the background so it's copyrighted material playing.
Oh, yeah.
Something that they can't record. Yeah.
Yep.
That's brilliant.
And if they're live streaming, they get their account clipped out over so many times.
Great observation. Yeah, that's true.
Ooh.
Especially if they're streaming on YouTube.
They don't like Taylor Swift, I'll tell you that, because we've been live streaming a lot there, believe, and they don't like Taylor.
So he's not coming in here on an anonymous account because he's welcome in this house. So that's not the concern.
Who, John?
Correct.
Well, no, John's. I don't even think John's online right now.
No, and whoever's down there, there's one of our friends, because they're in the friend zone and they belong to the house.
Yeah, I don't
know. This one doesn't, but.
I'm not sure if that's gonna work. I love Taylor Swift. I'm anonymous all the time.
What?
Oh no, John is at his setup right now.
Is that what you use, Poochie, to keep your nut milk factory going?
You already
Sick.
You gonna start your
factory employees to keep them working?
Yeah, I'm gonna start my room soon.
I'm just
Yeah, you should start your
A healthy mix of Taylor Swift and Kobe Collette.
Yeah, Taylor Swift is the Muzak in the Nut Factory.
I just hear a guy, good morning, KP. I hear a guy say he liked Taylor Swift.
Yeah, what's up, KP?
I don't know, I just heard a guy say, I'm lost. What's going on here?
Yeah. She owns a nut milk factory, so
Maybe my mind got blown with that one.
Okay, are you interested in visiting Poochie's Nut Factory? That's the question.
Say it again, I'm sorry.
Don't.
Are you interested in visiting Poochie's
What
Nut
happens
Factory?
when you're in the mud? We start
Poochie's
talking
Nut
about visiting
Factory?
Poochie's
There's
Nut
no
Factory.
Poochie has a nut factory, and he accepts visitors. And since you're new to the room, I was asking if you're interested in visiting his nut factory.
I'm good.
I don't accept visitors. That's
About some nut butter, you know?
You get a free Taylor Swift CD too.
Yeah, you listen to Taylor Swift in a nut factory? Nah, I'm good, bro.
That would be, oh my god. That's a porn movie. It sounds like a porn.
I would go to Planters Factory, not to no Poochie Nut Factory.
Nah, man, food, it's a black-owned business, bro. You gotta support it.
No, sir. No, sir.
Only in the mud can you go from quantum physics and science and UFOs to fucking nut factories.
There you go.
Poochie's Nut Factory.
Shout out to the muff. Let's go, motherfuckers. Let's go. Oh, where's the buzzer, man?
It's a black-owned business.
That was some real nuts in the mouth right there.
Wait a minute. If they black nuts, are they, what do you call them, nigger toes?
No.
You can't say that anymore.
My grandfather.
No use of the N-word in the
Don't
house.
say that word here, bro.
Okay, I have not heard that since I was a little tiny kid. My grandfather called him that one time. The Brazilian nuts,
My
he called him that
grandpa
one
did
time when I was a
too.
kid.
KP, what is your description or word that you use for low-class black people?
Say what?
What is the word you use for low-class black people?
Low-class black people.
Don't say the N-word. We can't say the N-word, Kate.
They are less fortunate people.
Naggers.
See, KP has K at the beginning of his name, and he can't say the N word or the K word. So
No, because I was told by Dave. But in another room, I would say other things, but the moderators are moderating.
Well, no, it's just one of the house rules. These are Mojo's rules, even though he's not here. But you know.
Wait, where is Mojo?
They're in different-
Right, so I have to respect.
I thought he's coming back
He was
last week.
online last night.
Oh, he did? I was gonna say, I don't even.
Yeah, he'll be back.
Is he doing okay?
He is actually doing really good, thank you.
Good, okay.
Hey, what would that mansion be called?
It's amazing
with,
that, you know,
the
people
Taylor Swift.
record these
What mansion
rooms
would
all
that be
day
called?
long, and we never see him in here though.
Oh, I didn't say he was in here.
Because I've been punching left and right for people on this app. It's stupid.
Yeah. Whoever did the gracias.
What's harassing your ass? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes. Happy Friday, everybody.
One of
We've
those
had a lot
red
of people
five
come up.
six.
Happy Friday, Serendipity.
Yep. I love the weekends.
Oh, he's here. And he's being recorded now.
His phone died, y'all. It was really sad.
14. It's your holding.
M16A2 service rifle,
Oh, 16. Oh, you guys are.
There's a 16, yeah.
How the fuck you have a 16 this
Where's the
late?
BFA on the end? I forgot about the BFAs.
Yeah, we're doing some red team, blue team reconnaissance bullshit. You know, capture the flag type shit out in Pendleton.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, those are called BFAs at the end of the rifle. It's a metal thing we used to have to screw on there, so when we shot blanks, we couldn't actually kill each other with a blank.
Yeah, and then too, it helps keep the gas in the barrel to cycle the bolt, because if you don't have that on there in the air, the pressure just goes out the barrel and it won't cycle the bolt.
Oh yeah.
And you know what crazy sick is? Dad was like, "This is the shittiest fucking rifle ever. Give me my 14 back."
I love the M16A2. I was telling Sig the other day that I had a record in Okinawa for shooting 20 out of 20 hits on a 12-inch round target from 500 yards with iron sights. And I don't know very many rifles I could have done that with other than the M16.
Yeah, that's a hard shoot, Mike. That's very fucking impressive, man. Very fucking impressive.
I mean, I remember to the day, like getting the first one and hitting it and being like, okay, you know, and it just kept going. And I remember being like at 10, 11, 12, and it was just excitement was just building. It was super cool.
You gotta love a good long gun in the muff. Ladies, you have a preference of long guns?
Oh, I love long barrel, short barrel, racking. These terms.
You like double barrel, extra wide?
Yeah, they just do it for me, you know?
Hell yeah.
I'm not saying a word. Okay.
Come on, now.
You should have seen us girls in chat one day when these boys were geeking out over their guns and the terminology that we were using, and we were like, what? We were having a heyday in chat while they were totally geeking out on stage.
See, what year did they stop using that rifle in the Marine Corps, the one you have in the A2?
Fuck, man. So, I don't know, man, because they were still issuing it. I know they were phasing out to M4s when I got out. But for training, yeah. My son, though, says he when he went to candidate school in Chicago, the Naval Academy candidate school, they trained with M4s.
M4 is basically the exact same body, but just shorter barrel or collapsible stock. Yeah, shorter barrel. But the body of it itself, the core part of it, the function, all that's identical.
Yeah. It's just the gas system. I think it's mid-length gas system versus rifle length with M16, and then then a 14-inch barrel instead of a 16-inch barrel.
So I don't think I could have got 20 out of 20 at that distance with a shorter barrel.
No, absolutely, yeah, more than likely not. Absolutely not, man. Yeah, absolutely not.
Do they have automatic anymore? Do they use fully automatic now instead of 3-round burst? Or do they
No, it's still 3-round burst. They're never gonna go back to fully auto unless you got a cruiser weapon, saw, 240, something like that. Just because I looked at the research, man, and the the reason why they got rid of full auto is because troops and soldiers were just dumping wasting ammo, man. They were just dumping fucking ammo, so they went to the 3-round burst as a conservation method.
So they're going with a net zero warfare, Sig? Is that what they're looking for?
I don't know what net zero is. What is that?
Oh, I mean, like, no environmental damage. They care about the environment so much, right?
Oh, yeah, right, yeah, right. Yeah, nah, I mean, shit, if we left it up to these fucking tree-hugging retards, man, they probably would. We'd probably be fine with, like, vegan bullets and shit, so that way,
vegan. I mean, technically, all bullets are vegan. That's a great thing. I think that's amazing.
Impossible bullets.
Our Marine Corps fire teams, which for everybody else in the room, there's small groups that Marines fight in. Are they still comprised of 2 riflemen and a SAW guy and 2 50 cal guys? Is it the same as it used to be?
Your squad's gonna have the 50 cal, but your fire team's gonna be typically, SAW guy, 2 riflemen, and a what is it? SAW.
Not a 50 cal though in this fire team.
I've never seen a fire team with 50 cal, bro. I've seen it. I mean, I guess they could.
We were taught in the early '90s. We did that. There's 2 guys. One carried all the tripod and everything, and the other one handled the rifle because he needed somebody to switch off the barrels. So there's 2 guys with it.
Yeah, that might have been back in the day. They might have switched it up, but as far as I've been out in the field, like a fire team, I've always seen like a squad will, a squad will have a 50 cal. I've never seen a fire team broken down individually. But every single 50 cal I've shot or ran into has been vehicle mounted. It's been on an air.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I got a picture of me at Mount Fuji shooting one on the ground, a tripod version, sitting on my butt.
Oh, they're fun as shit, bro. They're fucking
fun.
They're
fun. The Mark 19 grenade launchers too. They look, for everybody else in the room, it's a machine gun that shoots little grenades. They look like bees in the air when they take off, and then just then they hit all, like a big storm of hit. It's for lobbing over areas and getting people that are like down in crevices and stuff. But those things are super fun to shoot.
I've always had a dream of like shooting a 50 cal. I've been to like the range. How would it? Do I like Google it? How would I
like a Desert
find
Eagle?
A place?
Desert Eagle, Dolly.
Oh, I would not want to shoot
How
one
would
of those.
I find that? How would I do that? I live in Arizona. We've got lots of shooting ranges.
You could find a range that you should try out different weapons. Yeah, I'm sure there's ranges. I mean, the 50 cal is really fun because it has the trigger on it. You hold it with both hands, you grip it with both hands side by side, and then your thumbs press down, and the trigger is shaped like a V, like a butterfly wing under your thumbs. So you basically press the trigger with 2 thumbs at the same time. And it's just, and it's really fun.
Amazing.
It's really powerful, and it
amazing.
vibrates the ground when it fires, and the whole ground vibrates, and the dust comes up off the ground while you're firing it. It's super fun.
Your hands will be bruised as well.
No, that pistol, yes. If you're shooting a 50 caliber pistol, fuck that. I don't like shooting high caliber
those things
pistols.
hurt.
Yeah,
Even
and shotguns.
Even the 357 ammo, if you're not trained.
Yeah, and I hate shooting shotguns too. Like I love shooting skeet because it's fun, but then at the end of the day, it just fucking hurts. I never got used to it.
I love on Mad Max when they're always like on the top of the cars and stuff. Like that is one of my dreams, and to be prepared for the zombie apocalypse as well. I would like to put a 50 cal on top of something and ride around with it.
I bet it's expensive because I don't know what the rounds cost, but I bet it's expensive. Like to fire it the way you'd want to fire it, like we did in the Marine Corps, where you just kind of lay into it and let it go nuts. I bet it'd be super expensive. Because I have to Google it. I don't know how much each round costs, but it's probably
big cal costs lots of money. What was it, like 40? I think 40 cal in California. The last I looked. It was like $75 for a box of 20.
I'm gonna go see. I'm gonna see how much 50 cal costs. Hold on a second.
Moved to Florida from October the 8th until December 31st. There is no tax in our lovely state. The only state that actually matters. I'm only kidding. I just happen to say that all the time. But no sales tax on ammunition or guns or fishing rods, boats, anything that'll get you outdoors.
It's 50 cal rounds are $800 for 200, So it's $400. It's $4 every time it fires. And when you shoot an automatic, like we used to shoot it at like old aircraft shells and stuff, and you just and you just keep going with it. So I never even thought about the fact that we're blowing money that fast.
And that's on the cheap end. Like you start getting incendiary rounds,
tracers,
rounds, like that. Yeah, tracer. You're talking anywhere from $10 to $25 a round. Just depending
Holy shit.
What you want to get. Yeah. 50 cal is expensive, man. Yeah, $4 is on the low end. But yeah, it gets expensive shooting 50 cal. And not let alone if you want to get a good, decent semi-automatic 50 cal rifle, you're talking no less than 15, 20 grand.
But I'm sure there's a place like in the state she lives in where you could like pay to experience one. I'm sure that exists somewhere.
Oh yeah, they got ranges. You said you're from Arizona?
Yes, yeah. So I've been to some ranges, but I didn't know that you could rent a 50 cal.
Yeah,
look it up.
Yeah, they got some. More than likely, they're going to be an outdoor range because you got to have a lot of land for 50 cal. But Arizona especially, you'll definitely be able to find something in your area. If you're talking about a handgun, most of your indoor ranges will let you rent like a Desert Eagle style handgun to shoot in.
But that wouldn't be the same experience, though, Sig. It wouldn't feel as cool.
Yeah, not at all. Yeah. If you want to shoot a 50 cal rifle, look for an outdoor range that lets you rent it. It's probably going to be expensive, man. It's probably like $50 to $75 to rent it. But if you got the money to blow to get that experience, to even stand next to one of those things going off, it's like, dude, it's a good experience. It's awesome.
When you're firing them fully automatic, you can only go for a certain number of seconds before the barrel actually heats up so badly that it becomes dangerous, and the round can fire out the side of the barrel because it gets red hot. So in the Marine Corps, another guy carries extra barrel, at least one extra barrel, and he swaps it out. So while you're shooting it, you pause, and then he unclicks it, clicks the other one. So you create so much friction from those rounds going through the barrel that that's how badass it is.
Oh, yeah. You can actually, there's videos, Mike, where these guys are firing full auto, and you can actually see the barrel start to fucking droop because it's so fucking hot.
Oh, that's crazy.
Is Florida the only state that at our gun ranges they actually have a bar and restaurant attached? Because I brought this up before. People tell me that's crazy.
What's up, MG?
Hey, John.
How are you doing? What can I help you with?
I'm good. I have a quick question for you, if you don't mind.
Sure.
I'm looking for the recording because apparently I was a part of a discussion that I wasn't aware of. So I was looking for the recording from yesterday. Do you have it?
You have to check my YouTube to see if you can find it because at 13 phones and I cut every hour. If I film for, that's hundreds of videos a day. So all I could say is I can give you some YouTube links and you can try to find it. It's like too hard to do one-off requests at this point.
Gotcha. Can you put it in the chat and I'll take a look. I can't figure out which Instagram is yours. There's too many.
No, it's not on Instagram. You can't live stream on Instagram anymore.
Oh, on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, just go under your name.
Let me copy and paste it for you. Hold on.
Okay. I appreciate it. What's this PTR now? Let's see.
Yeah, Jay Breska said he's going to send me $1,000 if I can get him the Roger Mayhem Pepe Docs video. And it's there. I have it. But, if you can say it, it is not true. So I don't want to even waste my time for somebody telling me they're going to give me $1,000.
Okay.
So there is the primary YouTube. On that YouTube, there's other profiles for other YouTubes. I would just say don't waste too much time looking for it because there's a good chance you won't find it.
Okay. Well, I will.
If I do see it, because I have a lot of accounts. There's like a 12-day gap right now are a 13-day gap between recordings and putting them from unlisted to public. So yesterday I started doing it, and I'm going to do the rest today. So there's about 1,000 videos about to be put into the public space, but nobody looks at my shit, so it doesn't matter. But I will.
So you haven't put yesterday out there.
It's on. It is on one YouTube account, because that account, for some reason, everything gets listed as public as opposed to unlisted. So let me get you that YouTube account. This is the biggest one with over 7,000 videos. Let me get you that one. So you can see yesterday's recordings. Let me just get you the direct link. And you can probably find it. And if you try to space it out based on the time, you can probably find it quicker.
Okay.
This one is John Z. Kitover, Congressman.
Okay. Well,
and if there's something you want me to delete or make private, just let me know.
I appreciate it.
I'm not looking to die on any hills here for streaming Clubhouse rooms.
I appreciate it. Well, thank you.
Okay, sure thing. Have a great weekend.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Those definitely are lightweight, man. You gotta
No.
have some grip on that shit, or else it'll run from you.
Yeah, the thing was serious. I just, like I said, I know it was a revolver, and the barrel on it, gosh, it felt like the gun was probably 9 or 10 inches long. It was huge, but every time they shot it, it sounds like a freaking cannon going off. I'm just like, how does that little thing make so much noise?
Yeah, unfortunately, you can't say the same thing for Shawnee's 3 and 5 now, but it's all good.
Do you know what, in the Marine Corps, what I was always shocked by was the power of a hand grenade. Like, the way that we never used them, like, in war or anything. I didn't use them in war or anything. But, like, the idea that you could throw into, like, a cave or something right now, or even be in the cave with it, and then it goes off. I mean, in real life, they're so fucking incredibly powerful. Like, when they go off, the whole ground shakes, I didn't expect them to be as strong as they were.
Yeah, the percussion off of grenades, bro, is ridiculous, man.
Yeah, really shocking.
That shit'll rattle your chest and your fucking jaw. It's just like the mortars, Mike. I don't know if you've ever been under mortar fire.
No, I've never done that.
Okay, yeah, dude, the mortars going off, bro, they were, because we had a mountain range on one side of the base there, so the Hodges used to go up there and lob mortars trying to take out our planes and shit. Bro, when the mortars go off, bro, rock your fucking chest, man. Chatter, like your teeth are fucking chattering, bro. It's heavy, man. It's heavy. I don't know if you guys ever been in somebody's car that has like a really booming sound system. If you've ever sat in there and felt that bass, how it rattles your rib cage and all your organs inside, that's how the mortars are going off, bro. It's horrendous the amount of percussion they give off. Funny story. When I was in Iraq, it was a normal thing for them to lob mortars at our planes and shit, our aircraft. But whenever mortars went off, you hear the first one, it definitely would ring some bells. So everybody's running to grab their flak jackets and helmets and all their protective gear, taking cover and shit. So we had a mortar go off, so everybody's scrambling. I run in the shop to grab my rifle, my bulletproof vest, my helmet, all that shit. And my staff sergeant, right at the time that first mortar was going off, he was putting SpaghettiOs in like a little microwavable container. He was putting them in the microwave to heat them up to eat lunch. And as he's pulling them out, that first mortar went off and scared the shit out of him. So he like spilled the SpaghettiOs all over his tan camouflage uniform. So it was like right in his midsection, his torso section. So my sergeant at the time comes running in to grab his shit, and all he sees is me standing by my gear next to my staff sergeant, and he's just got all this red splattered all over his chest and stomach. So initially he thought he had been hit. So he goes running, like he's like, Staff Sergeant, no! He goes running to him and shit, like trying to render first aid because he thought he was fucking injured, but it was SpaghettiOs. So the staff sergeant's like, yo, get the fuck off me, what are you doing? He's like, it's fucking SpaghettiOs, I'm good, man, I'm good. But it was like the funniest thing ever.
That's funny shit. One of the funny stories I have about the Marine Corps is when I was in Iwakuni, there was this. We all started piercing our nipples. We got drunk and we were in our barracks, and we started like putting safety pins through our nipples and piercing them. And then we went to the PX and just bought like regular earrings or whatever, sticking them. And it was like a trend kind of. And I was a lifeguard on base, so I had to take mine out whenever I was a lifeguard. I had to put it back in. It never fully healed. It was a nightmare. But anyway, I was wearing one. I would wear one under my camis. It was like my little sign of revolt. I wouldn't tell anybody. And I was a journalist. I was a combat photojournalist, but I wasn't in during war. So I would I'd write news stories for the base newspaper and stuff. And my boss told me to go interview the first sergeant, who's like the most hard-ass son of a bitch that I knew. Go interview him about this rumor that they heard that Marines are piercing their nipples and how fucking inappropriate that is, all this. And write a story about it. And I was like, okay. So I worked in the headquarters building, so his office was only a few doors down. So I went down there with a pad of paper to take notes and interview him. And I walked in and I said, First Sergeant. He's like, yeah, what's up? I'm like, hey, I'm here to ask for you. I need you to give me a quote for a story I'm writing. What's it about? Oh, it's about Marines piercing their nipples. And he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, apparently there's some Marines on base that are piercing their nipples, and I just want you to make a statement, And he's like, are you fucking kidding me? And he stands up and he goes, stand up. And I stand up, and he comes around his desk and he walks up to me and he goes, if I fucking knew a Marine had a nipple piercing, you know what I fucking do? And I was like, what? And he slams his hand into my chest, but my nipple piercing was on my left boob, and he slams his hand onto my right boob, and then he grabs a hold of it and yanks and pulls back. And dude, my heart was just pounding, and I was like, oh my God, he would have ripped it right out of my fucking chin if he would have done the other one. So fucked up.
You would have really had a purple nurple, Mike.
I would have been bleeding under my camis and be like, oh, okay, thanks for the quote.
I mean, that would be like me being up here on stage talking about the best time, but I need some dude in the groin. It hurts. It just hurts.
To think about, yeah. I ended up getting my nipple pierced officially later, my other one, and to be honest with you, it's fucking awful. Like, I used to have my tongue pierced at one time. That didn't really hurt. I had my ears pierced at one time. That didn't really hurt. But the nipple, dude, it never healed. Neither one. The one I did and the one I officially got done. Neither one of them ever healed. And I finally just took it back out. I'm like, fuck this. It's just, but they hurt like you think they would. It's horrendous, to be honest. It's not as bad as a kidney stone, but it's pretty bad. There's a lot of sensitive nerves in that area.
Yeah, for
sure. Hey, everybody. Good morning. I was thinking about putting together a musical called Roger Mayhem, the musical, A Magical Mojo Positive Vibration Experience. Is anybody interested in attending an online interactive experience like that?
Yo, I want to see Anne's muff.
Goodbye. Let's just see if I can block you, Jacob. So rude.
Mike, I had no idea you had your nipple pierced. And one time, well, I don't want to say it. Never mind.
Oh, Jesus. I don't need you to finish. It's all right.
Yeah, you don't strike me as a nipple piercer, Mike. So, yeah, it's definitely.
When I got out of the Marines, I went nuts. When I went out of the Marines, I went nuts. I got my tongue pierced, my nipple pierced officially. I got my ears pierced. I dyed my hair blonde, like the white hair thing, that look, the short white hair. I just went fucking crazy because I guess I was controlled in the Marine Corps. Like I was tongue was pierced, and man, every time I eat macaroni and cheese, which I ate a strange amount of, I would bite down on the fucking bar. And when you're chewing at a normal pace and you're not paying attention and you bite down on the little freaking metal ball thing, you literally, it sounds in your ears like you cracked your fucking tooth in half. Like, it was horrible. And my dentist was like, what the hell are you doing? Take that thing out of your mouth. You're not gonna have any fucking teeth left when you're 40. I was like, okay, yes, sir.
Wait, what did you have in your mouth?
Like my tongue pierced in the mid 90s.
He said your teeth
Late
would.
90s?
He said
Late 90s.
He said it would cause damage to your teeth. Oh.
Yeah, because the bar, I had a bar that was probably 1.5 inches long. It was fairly long, and I had a ball on both sides, a metal ball. But there's certain foods. It was usually foods like cottage cheese or macaroni and cheese. Those two for sure. Your tongue moves it around a certain way that's very different than other foods. And every time I'd eat those foods and I'd stop paying attention, my tongue would somehow be flipped a certain way where I would bite down on the bar, like on the metal ball. And you bite really hard. You don't realize you bite as hard as you do when you're chewing. If you're not paying attention, you're biting fairly hard. And it would crack. It would it sounded horrid. Like when you bit down on it, you literally thought you broke your tooth in half. And the dentist told me, he's like, you're going to crack your teeth. You're going to crack your teeth by biting on it. You're going to crack your teeth by it just smacking the sides of your teeth while you're eating, like all kinds of things.
Yeah, it's important what you put in your mouth, and it's also important what comes out of it.
Well, see, when I did it in the 90s, it was a new thing that was super cool to do, and nobody made the connection that, like, oh, yeah, that's good for giving head. So, like, I never had a single guy make a joke to me about it back then. But then, like, fast forward 5 or 10 years, it was totally out of vogue, and now it's like, it's kind of gay for a dude to do it. So I have to say that it morphed over time, the reality of it.
Yeah, I've heard of people breaking their teeth and shit, having tongue piercings. Same thing you said. You explained, Mike, is biting down and just crunch. The next thing you know, they got 3 pieces of teeth floating around in their fucking mouth. Sounds painful as hell.
Oh, and the noise, that noise like in your jaw when it happens, or in your head above your jaw. Horrible.
Oh, yeah. That's what I hate about going to the dentist, man. When I gotta get cavities and shit filled, dude, I can feel that little high frequency whir, that fucking drill. Like, even though everything's numb, bro, but I can feel that shit in my brain, man. It's like, ugh. It's like one of the worst.
Dude, have you ever had them do that when you feel the heat a little bit? Like the numbness is just worn off enough where you feel the heat of that drill heat?
Yep.
Oh, I hate that feeling. Ugh.
Yeah, bro, I'm like definitely, I hate the dentist. So whenever I get work done, man, I'm like, yo, numb up my entire fucking jaw, give me the fucking gas. I take like 2 fucking aspirin, I'll smoke like half a joint. Like, that's how I gotta get it.
That'll work.
Hey, Sig, I wanted to ask you a question. In terms of like education, and I don't want to promote Jay Breska's masculinity mindset or whatever masculinity program or education that you provide, but I'm wondering what in the military overlays in terms of like if you were to give a class to young men on being a man, what overlays from the military in terms of like an operations order or a frago, something to that extent, like how you conceptualize, plan, and execute.
You want to take this one, or do you want me to hit this one, Sig?
Go ahead, Marvel. Yeah, that's a good question. But go ahead, Marvel. You got it. Yeah.
Responsibility, accountability, discipline, attention to detail, planning, just not wasting your freaking time. When I went into boot camp, the one thing I learned was not wasting your freaking time. Just getting your ass up out of bed and getting ready in the morning to start your freaking day. That's the one thing I freaking learned. I'm like, why was I wasting time taking a shower and brushing my teeth? And you want to sit here and relax and get up in the morning. No, it was get your ass up in the morning, put your clothes on, wash your ass, shave, and get the fuck out and start your freaking day.
Yeah, I agree with that. I got two. One is that when we were sick, we had to go into work anyway, and they would send us home if we were really sick. But you still had to get the fuck up, get dressed, go to work, be responsible, and then there was no such thing as a sick day where you just bitch and complain, right? And then, I mean, you could get sent if you were that sick, sent home, and then the other one is in the Marine Corps anyway, adapt and overcome. So basically, failing is required to succeed. So, you try to run it, you try to go over it, you can't go over it, you try to go around it, you can't go around it, so you blow a hole through it, but you make sure the hole's small enough that you won't damage, whatever's on the other side of it. And then you go, and then you hit the next wall, and then you try to go over it, you try to go around it, and then you go through it. So the reality is, what I see in millennials is this desperate fear of failure, so they never try. And the Marine Corps is about adapting and overcoming. You know you're going to fail, but you can only fail so many times before you'll succeed. And so that would be mine.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, I know Sick has he's way more intelligence than I do, but just that's just the basic level of when it comes to manhood. Like, you have to keep going, take accountability, admit where you were wrong. If you're wrong, stay wrong until you get it right. But yeah, that's a mess you made. Now here's what you made. Now clean it up and do it right. And I remember that was so insane when one of these petty officers said, "What's wrong with getting it right the first time?" I'm just like, "We're gonna get it wrong. We're gonna get it wrong." The first and second time, but I mean, I don't know where that question came from. That's what made me pop up out of nowhere and just say, "Hey, there's a lot of things you in the military, and unfortunately, there's an environment that can man you the fuck up. Also, prison." Unfortunately, because that would teach you more survival skills as far as psychology is concerned. But I wouldn't recommend that because you don't learn social skills. I was talking with somebody, and they were telling me that their ex, you don't learn survival skills. So I wouldn't say prison could be a second, but I would never recommend prison. That's not for the fanfare, obviously. First is military. But I have seen some of the toughest guys come out of the yard, but I would never recommend that as the first choice. But I'm gonna shut up and get my mouth.
No, those are some good points. I would agree wholeheartedly with Marvel and Mike. I think for me, kind of something that they didn't mention, John, is accountability, but not only self accountability, but accountability to your team. That's one of the biggest points I think that kind of helped me step into manhood that the Marine Corps taught me, was that the world doesn't revolve around you. It's your team is greater than you are. Team is greater than self. So you have to be 100% on point. Then it taught me a lot about patience and forgiveness. I think that's a huge part of being a man. As far as not the people, you can't be so quick to dismiss people, because the same people you dismiss, you're going to need them at some point. You're going to have to rely on them at some point. So that was a really valuable lesson that the Marine Corps really taught me. Something that I teach my sons as well. Just really look at how you treat people, and don't get so caught up on surface level shit, because surface level shit will put you in a fucking hurt locker, man. Later on down the road. So, but yeah, I would agree 100% with Marvel and Mike. Yeah, definitely. That's a good question.
The Marine Corps also taught me the difference between men and women, and how they're both strong. How they're both strong, but differently. I think my first indication was when I would look at the physical fitness test the Marine Corps had. The men had to do 17 pull-ups for a perfect score, and the women didn't have to do pull-ups. They used a pull-up bar, but they had to do these things called bent arm hangs, where they were helped up onto the bar, and then they put their chin above it, and they have to freeze and hold. And I never knew a woman that could do 17 pull-ups, and I never knew a guy that could hold at the top of the bar like that for more than 60 seconds, and they would do it for over 2 minutes.
So what I realized is that men had this like explosive power that was quick and then it resets, and women have like this strong, steady power that just holds steady, and how like both of them have purposes, and the more that they stay in their lanes, the more powerful the combination is. Because like we'd go on like 20-mile hikes with an 80-pound pack, and like I never saw a woman complete one, but I never held it against her because I just knew like that's not going to be her strength, but there's other things that she'll be strong at. And so I guess that idea of explosive, resettable strength versus strong, steady strength has really like been something I've noticed beyond since then in my wife and in my daughter and things like that.
Are you guys talking about the presidential fitness test? Did you hear that they might be bringing that back to the schools? I don't know if you were talking about that, but when you were talking about it, made me think of that.
I was talking about the Marine Corps physical fitness exam that we do, but that would be super cool. Yeah, to encourage anything to encourage kids to physically exercise would be awesome.
Hey, I've got a question for In the Muff moderators. I'm in communication with a campaign donor who wants to join the room but says he's blocked, and he's my #1 campaign contributor. I can say his name if you want to know the name, but I'm wondering if whoever's blocking him can unblock him so he can join the room.
What's the name? I'll check my block list.
It's the Clown House infamous and world famous man out of Brooklyn, Jay Breska.
It doesn't matter if you're not a moderator.
I don't have anybody blocked.
I mean,
What's going on?
my block list isn't long.
So Jay Breska is trying to Jay Breska is trying to join us in the Muff, but he is blocked, and so he's unable to join.
So sorry to hear that.
I don't have JB blocked.
I don't either. Who on stage does those? Someone does.
You'd have to be a mod. You'd have to be a mod for him not to be able to come in.
Correct.
And I have 0 people blocked myself.
Oh, okay. So it's got to be.
Whoever's talking to him. Whoever's
do you have a block?
Nope, I don't have any block. I don't block.
I don't either.
Whoever is talking to him, send him a link to the room and see if he can get in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send him.
Yeah, I think he's blocked.
How's everyone doing this Friday?
Happy Friday, y'all.
Doing good. Just driving back from LaGuardia.
Okay. Hey, King Nav, Naveen. This is West Coast, by the way. I don't think you know. 100 here.
East Coast to West Coast. What's up?
Well, I say West Coast, Fred. I know you remember me.
Did you just say you were at LaGuardia, King?
I said I'm driving back. I had to drop off my parents to LaGuardia.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Driving back from there. Actually, Trump rebuilt that airport really well.
What?
Watch out, we'll get triggered.
I see my sister down there. Shout out there. I'm just gonna say hello. How you doing with the red cap?
Hey, King Nav, what do you think about John Bolton's house and office getting raided by the FBI today?
I wonder if they cut his mustache while they were at it. I always wonder, like, dude, do you groom that shit? Like, you know, it's got like a piece of hair going that way, someone on TV. Like, dude, why would you come on TV like that? You look like a piece of shit.
Do we know why?
What do they call that when you have a mustache? A taster or something? A longevity taster? Or you can.
Yeah, they raided, those who are asking why they raided only because apparently he retained classified information for which he leaked in his book, and he also leaked outside of the book, and Trump was investigating him in 2020, and then Biden decided to not continue investigating him and drop the investigation into leaking classified information, and so Trump is just picking up where he left off.
Another person falling from the good graces of Donald Trump after Trump going to him for virtually everything in his first term for a while, asking him to help him and to educate him, and then now it's totally turned.
But don't you think it's kind of ironic?
That's not what happened.
Don't you think it's ironic that Bolton goes on CNN and says
It is what happened, actually. In John Bolton's book, he talks about how in the beginning of the first Trump term, he was dealing with a Korean issue and another issue. I can't remember what the other one was at the time. And that because we all know that he kind of won by surprise a little bit, and he wasn't really fully prepared. He basically relied on the people from the previous Republican administration who told him that John Bolton was the guy. So he was calling John Bolton into the Oval Office on a regular basis to ask his advice for how to handle things over and over again. And John Bolton, he was trying to talk John Bolton into being the Assistant Secretary of Defense, I think. Yeah, it's in his book.
So you're saying his account is factual evidence that you verified?
No, but I'm saying that you and I have nothing. I'm saying that you and I have no way of knowing anything unless we can find some source and read it. And where the source comes from, if the Trump is involved in it, Nav, let me finish talking about what he said, and you can not believe it. That's fine. But other people might choose to believe some of it, okay, or all of it, or none of it. Everybody's different. So he kept coming into the White House and over and over again, and Trump wanted him to be Assistant Secretary of Defense, I think it was. And he wanted to be Secretary of Defense. He kept saying, I'm not going to be an Assistant Secretary. But Trump would not give him that lead position. He wanted to put his own guy in between him and Bolton. So he kind of wanted to be able to, he just didn't want to give Bolton the job. Bolton kept coming in over and over again. Eventually Bolton got tired of being called up and coming in all the time because he wasn't being offered the position he was looking for. And so he went on vacation for 2 weeks, and Trump lit up his phone up for a while and then gave up calling him. And when he got back, he was urgently requested to come back to the White House. He came back to the White House, and Mike Pence was walking in the hallway where he was, and Mike Pence said something like, welcome to the team. And he said, oh, I wasn't offered the job. And Mike Pence said, no, but you're here, so you're part of the team. And so he goes in the book to describe how, not that Trump necessarily operates that way anymore, but how at the time, basically he was surrounding himself with people, and if you were there, he wasn't necessarily giving positions to the formal way that it's done. He was just relying on people without making promises, because ultimately he wanted to maintain more control but still get the advice of the people that would typically be assigned those positions. So that was just an excerpt in his book that I remember him going into detail about. And Naveen says it's all bullshit, so maybe it is. Thanks.
Welcome Mark to the room. Mark Rich is here. Mark, put Mark in your queue. Hey, Mark.
Yeah, just to be clear, I said when people write these accounts and books and they don't cite other people, or there's no, for example, John Bolton's been on TV, never mentioned this, several times even promoting his book. When there's not other people corroborating, for example, there's been hundreds of interviews with Mike Pence, not a single time corroborating any of this stuff, right? No reporters asked Donald Trump, hey, is it true you offered this guy this position and he declined it? Which you would think they would ask, right? And all of this conveniently comes out only in a book, and never before, never after, from him. I always look at anyone, including Donald Trump. He's written a lot of stuff, and he makes a lot of comments that we don't know for sure what it is. So you got to look at what other accounts say. That's all I said. So I just take that position that when the president or even someone else says something, or media or someone else, I always like to find, is there anything corroborating? That's all.
Sure, and I also like to use common sense and to think about the fact that basically if you take the Cliff Note version of that entire story, it's that he was not offered the job he wanted, and that he basically wasn't allowed to get it. And I can't imagine someone telling a story and bragging about the fact that they lost the job that they wanted to get. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It doesn't really make him look particularly good. But that's just one way to look at it. It seems like an odd thing to make up just to prove that you were not able to get the job that you think you deserve.
So the same guys made up stories about how he was the one who informed President Bush that there wasn't weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. There's stories he's told like that too, that he was offered higher level positions, including the Secretary of State and other positions, which he never got. He talked about how he was thinking about running for president against and primarying George W. Bush at one point. There's hundreds of things he said. Again, I'm not saying that this guy's a habitual liar, but I'm saying when people write stories and they write books, oftentimes they need to make the book sound good. They need to keep the audience engaged. And so maybe what he's saying is true. I don't know. All I'm saying is typically something like this, where you take a person who's a industry known person who every Republican knew, but also every Democrat, knew and did, and you denied him a high level position that he was, claims at least he was qualified for. You would think that would be a question that everyone would have asked and say, hey, why wouldn't you consider this guy for it, considering the people he had in those positions were way underqualified compared to John Bolton's resume. All I'm saying is that may be a position John Bolton wanted, and he's just upset he never got it.
Right, or, and that's fine. That's your fictional narrative that you've made up. That's a distinct possibility. And then we have the guy that wrote his first person testimony of what he says happened, and he was closer to it than you. And we don't have a whole lot else to go off of, so I guess we'll never know. But thanks for always being there as a naysayer. We all do know that John Bolton was one of the most listened to Republican operatives in the previous administration, and we all know that Trump was not completely prepared when he popped in. So we know that because he served a long time, and a lot of people came to him for advice, especially the Bushes.
1.5 years he served, less than that. That's not a long time. And
in that position, he served. No, he served.
You said
okay, I'm done. I mean, somehow I knew that. Even for two things. Somehow I knew that even though I was a moderator, you were going to overtalk me, and I also knew that you were going to disagree with everything I said. So let's just call it truce, and I'll just chill out. Thanks. And by the way, overtalking moderators sucks in every room. I try not to do it, but thanks.
And it is against the House rules. It is against the House rules. Now might be a good time to review the House rules, since we just had a little issue of doxing too. Rule number 1, no threats of violence. Rule number 2, no doxing. Number 3, stay on topic. Keep your shares brief. Do not interrupt speakers, especially the mods. Mods may interject when appropriate. The N-word and the K-words are forbidden on stage and in chat. Don't spam the chat. Don't bring your drama here from other rooms. English only. Keep families out of your mouth, and no speaking while eating on mic. There you go.
So moderators, I do want to interrupt your heated discourse, because I know people come here for their dopamine and their coffee in the morning, but we do have a circulator, a petition signature gatherer in Rockford on the ground, ready to receive your hard-earned campaign donations. So he's been invited to this room. He knows it's live. I'm trying to get him up on stage. His name is Joe.
Since congratulations, Sean. I'm happy for you. But since you did interrupt, I have a question for you. Why did you invite the doxing troll into the room?
I didn't invite that person. I don't know who that person is, and I had nothing to do with that
They were
account.
invited by you.
I didn't invite that person. I don't know where you're getting that from.
Okay. I hope you're not propagating the continuation of doxing of people on here.
I am not.
That's not cool.
Well, I don't appreciate being accused of it, but I'm more than happy to defend my position.
No, like I said, it just said he was invited here by you, so that's why I thought to question it.
Well, I don't, I like to play pranks, but I know the rules in here, and I want to obey the rules, and I hope everybody here wants to obey the rules.
Cool. Yeah, because the house owner has been rather generous with regards to giving you public support, so I hope so.
So just to piggyback on the earlier conversation, I was just saying that John Bolton was not a person that Stephen Miller and other people was actually a person who, you can hate him or not, is and I actually don't like everything Stephen Miller says. It's actually, I could go for an hour about the things I don't like about him, but he's a person who the entire administration listened to. The other person who was in the room, which wasn't mentioned by someone earlier, was Donald Trump. And his claim is, I brought this guy in because he loves war. When he walked in with North Korea, immediately they all turned their heads and they said, oh shit, this guy's here. He wants to destroy us. He said, I used him the way he should be used. And he said others in the establishment recommended him to hire this person, which that part is corroborated. And he said, I need to bring him in a way that will allow me to say, hey, I don't want to do what these people are doing, but they also have to understand that if I need to, I will. And so he gave me credibility in terms of walking in a room saying, hey, I'll bomb the hell out of you. And so that is what the other person in the room said about it, but there was no mention of offers of position, which could have happened, but we'll never know that. So I just wanted to clarify that and just clarify that he was not the most listened to person in the administration. And in fact, a lot of people objected in the administration. In fact, in their books, which are personal accounts of what occurred, including Alyssa Farrow, who hates Donald Trump, wrote in her book that nobody in the administration wanted John Bolton to be hired. And for some reason, the president was insistent on hiring him, just like, other accounts are there too. Thank you.
And we'll never know. But you have both sides of the story.
Well, a lot of people like to say the cliche term karma's a bitch, but I think karma means action. And action means getting signatures on petitions. So I just messaged him again. I hope our candidate Joe, who wants to do the work in Rockford, comes up on stage and introduces himself and tells you, what his plan is. Because in my PTR is a picture of all the bars in downtown Rockford. Tonight and tomorrow night, easily 300 signatures of confirmed voters
What are you
in the
up to?
16th district. We have zero
What are you up to
signatures.
now?
We have zero
No
signatures.
signatures for ballot? Okay.
Joe has the petition paperwork. He says he has a printer. He's ready to get to work for 15 an hour, or we can pay him per signature. But some of the mods, Mike is a donor, so Mike has say. Mike can, definitely, I want Mike to talk to this guy because this is basically his first day and his onboarding. And tonight, I bet you Joe can probably get 200 signatures. Hey, Mark.
Hey, I got 50 signatures for my own candidacy this morning at the train station in Schaumburg. And that was only an hour and a half. So it can be done.
Yeah, I need to check to see where the metro goes into Rockford because that would be a big spot.
The train stations are like, I call them honeypots because the people are just standing there waiting. Instead of trying to get somewhere, they're just waiting. And that's a good time to approach people.
Yeah, it seems like the $15 an hour benefits you, John, and the paying by the signature benefits him. So.
Yeah, I say, work a day at 15 an hour and then determine whether you think you can make more per signature or hourly and then do a blend of the two.
Yeah, it seems like 15 an hour is super cheap. So if he produces any results at that price, you're going to be good.
Hey, I want you to know tomorrow at 12:30 in Dundee, the CRO, the Congressional Republican org, is doing a petition drive for me and about 10 other candidates. They can't do you, John, because they're printing walk lists, and it's in Dundee, so it's in the 8th Congressional. But anyway, they're going to have 50 people. So like I'm printing out 50 petitions, for 50 people, 100 petitions, 2 each. So if they each get 20, we'll have 1,000. I mean, I don't think they're going to do it, but if they did, we get as many as 1,000. Each person has a walk list to try to get only hard R doors and to try to get 20 in about 2 hours, because these people don't need to be persuaded. They're already, we know they vote in Republican primaries. We know they're going to sign. It's just a matter of where they answer the door or not. But we also know where they live because we're literally going to their door. So we don't even have to have them fill out the address because we can do that ourselves. So all they have to do is just sign it. It's pretty slick way to do it.
Yeah. When I ran for committee person in the 45th Ward, the woman who won, Estella Richards, who's basically appointed, her signatures were perfect. as if they were printed and done and signed all at once. And so I have suspicions, if that's not fraudulent, like outright fraud, because that's not. Yeah.
Democrats, they do this thing called round tabling. It's pretty well known. They sit at a round table and they each forge based on previous filings. And so it's usually not a copy, their original, but they forge these things like crazy. And Max, when he ran, now 4 years ago, when he ran and he was the nominee in the 9th, we challenged the petition of Ellison, who was previously the nominee, and we got him off the ballot because they were forged signatures and people who signed it didn't live in the district and he didn't meet the threshold. He was yelling and screaming and threatened to sue us, but meanwhile, Max was the nominee. It didn't have to have a primary because we challenged his petitions.
It is amazing, but the hard work of getting the signatures guarantees you, the opportunity to actually win, because people will go against the pre-existing individuals, especially like, Steele, the commissioner who got pulled over for the DUI and told the Chinese copies got a little wanker. They can't win if somebody presents themselves.
John, how many do you need? What's your minimum that you need?
It's like 675. So basically just shy of 700.
It's a little than yours. And then what do you want to turn in, though? How many?
I'd like to turn in 1,500 signatures.
I was going to say, mine's 750, and I'm hoping to turn it over 2,000. Because I know I have a challenger, and I know they're gonna challenge my petitions.
Is the challenge in Springfield?
No. It's in the State Board of Election building in the city downtown.
Oh, that's good.
By the way, the last time they challenged Max, and it's a long story. He stayed on the ballot just for committee man, but we had to get affidavits signed and everything. But anyway, Max got kicked out. He was yelling at him. Like his rabbi signed for him, right? And Max got the signature himself, and it's his good friend Rabbi Hurt signed, and they said it was a forged signature. Because it doesn't match perfectly with the way he signed it 20 years ago when he signed on the voter's registration form. So that happens a lot when they challenge you. You just never know. And it depends on the judge if he likes you or not. It's very subjective.
It is. Yeah. It was an experience meeting with the judge and the challenger's lawyer. That was a wild experience, because it's basically like a public speaking engagement where you can't act. I mean, because maybe I didn't have representation, I couldn't actually technically do any real procedural stuff to, force more communication in terms of like getting the challenger to appear and provide testimony.
Well, so my experience is you have both parties there, either the lawyer and the candidate, or both, and it's sort of like a negotiation. Each and every signature, they look at it and you look at it, and the judge, says one way or the other, either in or out, and you argue about it. So, Max, he argued so much that they had to ask him to leave. He got so angry when it didn't go his way.
Well, I wish you both well in your campaign.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Do you know that my district, the 8th district, Trump lost the 8th district, but only by 1%. So my district is now D+1. So I've actually got the closest race in the whole state in terms of a flip. There's nothing even close. The next one I think is a D5, the next closest one.
I looked at your X account. Why you're not posting anything new on X?
I know. I need to. Do you know anybody I can hire? I'm just overwhelmed. I had somebody and I let him go.
I mean, I can retweet everything you need to retweet, but I mean, it's a question is, how do you want to use it? Like, do you really want to use it, or do you just want to keep it generic?
No, I'd like to build an audience and do the whole thing, but I personally don't have the time to do it. I need to hire somebody.
Well, George, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Mr. Mark, what's your budget?
No, I don't even have a budget for social media. I just don't No, I just need to find a good person and pay him whatever is reasonable to do that.
I know a good guy.
If you have anybody reach out to me if somebody wants to do it. I've had different people do it in the past.
I'm gonna DM you in the back channels.
Okay, cool.
And Mr. John. Oh, did he run away?
Yeah, I'm here. Is there something you want to ask?
No, I just wanted you to remember what I told you.
Yeah, I don't remember what you told me. Sorry, Lord.
You're a bitch.
Oh, do
Wow.
please illuminate us as to why I am considered a bitch by you.
Because you're running for Congress, yet you're online sounding like a grown bitch.
Oh, I remember now. Okay, I won't forget, Lord. Thanks, Lord.
That escalated. I guess I'm a bitch.
Right. Yeah, no, y'all. Mike.
Everybody has an opinion.
That was the most civilized personal attack I've heard on Clubhouse in several days.
We do it right. It's very anticlimactic.
No.
You're a bitch.
John's like,
why I'm a
bitch. All right.
Yeah.
Anticlimactic. Okay.
Thanks for sharing,
See,
everybody.
Lord, you know what I'm doing over here? I'm sitting here playing with my mustache and I'm taking deep breaths. But I remember what you told me yesterday, and I'm not going to forget it. So thank you very little, Lord.
That's good. That's good.
Oh, there's a back.
Taking women, what is it? Meaning and influencing people?
Okay, I want an origin story. I want an MCU movie of this
Oh, no.
Luke versus John. I want an MCU villain Iron Man versus Thanos right now. I want something.
So funny how chill Lord was when he said it. He's like, hey, John, remember what I said to you the other day? Oh,
right?
I don't remember. What was that? Oh, it was that you're a bitch. It's just funny. John's like, okay, thank you. I'll remember that.
So, Mark, I just want to say something to Mark. Mike here is a campaign contributor to the campaign to elect candidate Congressman John Kitover. So we've raised $610 off of Clubhouse, and out of that $610, I hope Joe shows up. If you're in the audience, Joe, please raise your hand and come on up because this is your onboarding to go get signatures in Rockford tonight. Thanks.
Always a campaigner.
Joe? Which Joe? Which Joe you talking about?
He may or may not be in the room. He's not texting me back, but I'm Mark. Mark, do you think it's ridiculous that I'm going to force circulators and petition signer gatherers to come onto Clubhouse to do their onboarding?
No, that's a nice one. Why not? It's kind of like a Zoom meeting or something. What's the difference? I think that's okay.
I was trying to give you a shout out, so what? It's down below in the group, sorry.
Oh boy. Well, I hope y'all have a happy Friday.
Hey, so today I'm making a speech in Barrington. Costs $150 to go. They're sold out, so there'll be a couple hundred people there. But my opponent in the primary speaking. So should I go for the artery or should I be nice? What do you think?
Me personally, I'm gonna kill him with kindness, kind of girl.
Yeah, be a gentleman and be a bigger gentleman than the other gentleman, and you will win. Kindness, yeah, kill them with kindness and be a real gentleman, real classy.
Let me ask you guys something though. Let me just tell you what I know about her. Her name is Jennifer Davis,
Anyway, she's got 10 kids, okay, and 3 of her kids are adopted, and 1 of her kids she put up for adoption. You know, she gave away for adoption. Like, she just seems a little bit wacky. Is that wacky? Am I wrong to think that's a little strange? Or what do you think of that?
I think that particularly from a female standpoint, a lot of women are going to look at you in a very poor light if you try to weaponize a personal situation that we don't know the circumstances to.
Yeah, I know. I haven't attacked her at all. I'm just curious what you guys think of that. And then the other thing is, one of her 10 kids is a girl named Pearl Davis. She's kind of famous. She's on, she has over 1 million followers on Twitter and stuff, and she's partners with Nick Fuentes, for example. She's sort of a pro-Hitler,
follow her.
denier type
What?
person.
I'm sorry.
Do you know her, Pearl?
Yeah, I've been following her for a while. Wait, so
I'm not running against her. I'm running against her mother.
No way.
Yeah.
No. Hey, you see how his sound just stopped working real good. No, keep on talking, Mark. No, get your audio up.
No, well, I'll try to listen. So can I attack her?
No, go and get your audio up, because your audio is stuck.
Well, I'm in a restaurant. I don't know what.
Yes, Mark. Attack her personally. Takes 20 to 1.
Yeah. Don't have your audio messing up right now, because I just heard that shit.
Can I finish? May I finish?
I'm sorry, Jim. Sorry.
That's okay. I just want to give him some solid advice. Negative press gets 20 impressions to 1 with positive. I ran 4 campaigns and won all of them. And focus on the agenda. Run far away from personal attacks. That's just my humble advice.
I will 100% agree, Joby.
That's a very female perspective. And females oftentimes determine elections, so.
Yeah, when I ran for junior class president, I made a joke about how I raised $5,000 in a date auction, but if we auctioned off the ladies here at school, we wouldn't raise enough to get a Snickers bar. So I was charged with sexual harassment for making a joke during my campaign speech, and I lost the election. So, be a gentleman always, and generally, it's all about that positive vibration, because when you bring up an adopted child, that immediately, causes a friction. So I would leave it out of your communication and replace it with positive, in the muff, mojo vibrations.
There's something off about you.
You don't like positive vibrations, Mikey?
See, you got to understand, if you think there's something off about me, that is merely a projection. You are literally, putting something maybe about yourself onto me. But if you have something specific instead of a generalization about me, feel free to share it in the muff.
Oh, Lord.
And this event, Mark, is tonight?
Yeah, it's at 6:30 in Barrington. I have another event too in Pingree Road. But, anyway, so I'll be at both.
Mark, what do you think about breathing in the muff?
I like Selectively Social's profile add-on. Very good PSA for Clubhouse. Inside every person you know, there's a person you don't know.
Isn't that the truth? Jeez.
Right?
So, Mark, I don't know. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm still a fan of to live with somebody is to truly know them.
Yeah, a lot of people who casually date, you don't know another person until you live with them. For example, like I try not to show people my recording studio room because they would say, "Why do you have 15 phones pointing at one phone?"
Yeah, they would think you were creepy, John. Okay, they'd think you were a creep and would probably run out the door.
Oh,
Wait, John, how do you explain to people when they ask you about them? Like, isn't there a way to maybe someday monetize all that content that you're recording, or what do you do with that?
Well, there's about 20,000 videos on YouTube now, and 20,000 videos on Instagram, and about 100,000 X posts. So if you sign up for Premium X, your account gets monetized. And if you arbitrage the accounts and you buy followers through Google Ads or through X Ads, you can basically rapidly monetize the account. And it's just an arbitrage spread. But I don't think people are going to be that interested in watching old clubhouse rooms. But nonetheless, yeah, the goal is I'm killing two birds with one stone as I campaign for Congress, because Congressman John Kitover is a brand. And essentially, I've got 30 YouTube accounts, all branded Congressman John Kitover, with 20,000 videos. So if I were to, build up more followers by buying followers through Google Ads, it allows you to monetize the account very rapidly. But at this point, I'm really taking my sweet ass time because, I don't know, Clubhouse is a lot of fun. And the reason why this room is happening right now, and there's two Anons in the room. We have a couple people listening. So there are some people that are not friendly to this campaign that I'm running. They think that I'm being taken advantage of by In the Muff. And the truth is, there's a lot of salty, unhappy people on this app with their own conditions in life. That means their reality is not optimized. And so, part of what I'm doing here on Clownhouse, I hope is therapeutic for others and myself, and progressive in the sense that, we achieve greater responsibility and power, and we help right the ship, which is basically that the economy is totally artificial, that we're borrowing and spending just to pay ourselves. So the whole system is upside down. And I think using Clubhouse, to flip it back upside down with the light touch of a feather is the best way to be in the muff.
So, John, people are asking, what is your agenda as congressman? Are you able to answer that? Like, what do you look forward to having and to pushing forward for the people?
Sure. So I answered this. I did a big podcast interview yesterday.
Not you, John. Mark.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mark. Go ahead.
You're saying why am I running, basically? Is that the question?
No, your agenda. Your platform.
So I'm probably very close to the MAGA movement agenda. I'm very conservative across the board, whether that's guns, or taxes, or energy policy, foreign policy. It's boring to talk about it, but if you have specific questions, I can answer them. But you'd probably think I'm Donald Trump, basically.
I do. What's your position on education choice?
100% for choice, more of it, homeschooling, Catholic schools, religious schools, and try to take the advantage away from there's so much control by the teachers' unions, which, like in this city, in Chicago, we've got, not just Chicago, the state has the worst outcome educationally, like almost in the country. We're like 47th or something out of 50 states, and yet we pay about double per pupil. So all the money is going for pensions and teachers and administration, and nothing is being done to educate the kids. It's very, very bad. And of course, they're trying to take away school choice. So as you can hear, I'm very much on the school choice side of things. I don't know anything, by the way, where when there's no competition, you get better service or a better price. And that's what they've done in the state. Basically, they've made it almost impossible for others to compete.
I understand you guys get, I don't know if the rest of the room is interested, but you get on average 30 grand a student per year. Should have outcomes. Oh, he's on the phone.
Yeah, like I said, it's like double what a lot of the other states, like private schools, for example, that have test scores that are about double in other words, like the reading proficiency and math proficiency in public schools in Chicago is about 20%. So 80% of the kids can't even read at, grade level, but the private schools, the same tests, it's the other way around. It's like 80% of them are at grade, maybe even higher, and yet they spend half the money per pupil. It's like $15,000 per pupil.
There you go, friends. An ed choice person. I'll be quiet now.
Mr. Mark, I think I would love to ask you like two questions of like, and these two questions are related to like current events that are currently happening in the United States or globally.
Okay, go.
All right, the first question is, what are your opinions on issues like, I was reading this recent headline, there's a Israeli head of cybersecurity, Tom Alexandrovich. He was arrested in Nevada for like child sex crimes, and I think you've heard the story.
Honestly, I don't know. I hadn't heard about that.
Yeah,
if somebody's guilty of a crime, they should go to jail.
All right, and the second question I have for you is, currently, we're living in a new world order. CDC child health death records indicate catastrophic transgenerational harm of mass mRNA vaccination. A new analysis of CDC data shows children born following mass mRNA vaccination of mothers are dying at 77% excess. 30-year decline in infant child mortality reversed in 2021. There seems to be like a transgenerational effect, sustained excess mortality in children never injected or infected with COVID. Death rose among infants in utero.
If you're just asking me my for against vaccinating kids with experimental,
I'm not done.
I'm against.
Oh, wait. Wait for me to finish answering. Okay. Asking the question. It's kind of long. So basically, data is showing us that there's a catastrophic transgenerational harm of mRNA vaccines that were rolled out. They're noticing a 30-year decline in infant child mortality that was reversed in 2021. And there seems to be a transgenerational effect, which means that basically, the blood of many has been tainted and it could never come back. The depopulation is happening. The populations of the world are falling. Children born from parents that took mRNA vaccines are dying. As Congressman, what would you do to address this issue of depopulation?
So I'm very much aligned with RFK Jr. and his views on this. It's not a one sentence answer, but I'm very suspicious, and those stats that you are saying, they sound. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. I can't see it to verify, but I think maybe one of the biggest crimes of humanity is going to be in the future. We're going to look back and see that we've murdered lots of people, and I have friends. I have friends that have died arguably from taking the vaccine. So I'm in that camp that I think we should never mandate that people have to take it. I'm way against that.
Because data and scientific studies are showing every day that the COVID shots are depopulating the world, and they are deleting generations. As Congressman, what would you ever suggest something like sending someone like Dr. Fauci to the DOJ?
Why not? Yeah, sure.
How serious of an issue do you think this is?
Needs to go to jail.
How serious of an issue do you think this is?
I do really. My intuition is that it's very serious, but I'm not a medical doctor, so I don't know what I'm talking about. I read the same stuff you do sometimes.
Yeah, I have an opinion. Doesn't want to hear yours.
People, you don't tell me about that.
So if you can say multinational, if you can say multinational, why can't you say Pakistan?
I mean, it's a no-brainer. If you start asking that kind of question, it just seems like you're not in the loop.
Maybe I'm not in the loop. I told you I'm not a doctor.
I mean, the White House has came out themselves and wrote reports. Russia has wrote reports about us. Russia said that the United States and DARPA, they blamed them for the creation and release of SARS-CoV-2 years ago. They have a 4,000-page document connecting COVID-19 to DARPA, Obama. You know, they already know everything. And Russia knows everything.
Look, I just am for transparency. I would like to get to the bottom of that. I know that they were, even me, like if I said something bad about, COVID or the origins of COVID,
did you
my pound down,
Did you or your family take the COVID-19 vaccine?
Well, we're about 50-50. There's 6 of us.
Did any of your children take it?
2 did, yeah. I mean, I don't have children. I can make up their minds for them. They're adults.
I mean, to be fair, I'd be skeptical of taking Russia's opinion on America. That's probably one of the more problematic countries to take advice from, but just on that one example anyway.
Mark, I encourage you to read a book called The Collapse of China or Who Will Tell the People. They're both pretty timely.
Okay. That's interesting. I'm going to write that down. Thanks.
Well, I will say thank you, Mark. I appreciate your responses.
Thanks for the questions. I enjoy dialogue like this. But I'm not a politician, by the way. I mean, I ran. I lost by a little bit. I really have a chance to win this time. But I'm a total outsider.
I emphasize again, it is free to join my community. The stocks I share are also free. The techniques and strategies.
I'm just saying, I've been doing it long. I ran in November, I lost by a little bit to a guy that spent $8 million against me. It was the most expensive race in Illinois. He'd been there for 10 years, so now I have a real chance to win.
I've seen my share of those souls, really.
I'm beyond your reach, Jim.
Call it 15 and a half, and that's why I'm running. There's so much corruption and lies. I'd like to get to the bottom of it since COVID. I think there's so many things that are lying to us.
Invisible man.
I wish you the best of luck.
How long was it, brother? When you went limping off into the woods?
Right, the girls left us?
Yeah. Why did they leave us?
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty much winding down, so I'm good with shut it.
Okie dokie. I'm getting ready for my Grace Christmas tree. So.
Alright, sounds good. Everybody have a good day. We'll be back. This room will be open tonight. We're going to do some fun stuff tonight, so check in.
Well, Craig C., welcome to Candidate Congressman John Kitover's podcast. Oh, you're fake Craig C. Okay, I'm going to end this one, go back to the month. Okay, welcome back to In the Muff. Okay, everybody, welcome back to In the Muff. I can't unfortunately change the room title, but we're going to invite some people back and keep this little game going. In the Muff with candidate Congressman John Kitover. Marvel, how are you doing this beautiful afternoon? It's now 12:27 p.m. CST. Where are you at, Marvel? Where are you calling in from on this clown house world? And why don't you come up, because I think you're going to be an instrumental component of this campaign with your walkaway movement. Did we decide that we're going to work together on the campaign? I know you said you would talk to Joe Hero and get the okay. It sounded to me like he was okay with it. I know you got a big TikTok audience. Saw you crushing it one day. I was like, wow, look at this. What up, Ali?
Hello, guys.
Okay, so that's pictured PTR. That's myself and former Congressman Ron Paul. Ron Paul just had his 90th birthday party. I pray that everybody in this room can get to 90 at least. It's a big, big energy can make it to 90. Gotta have a lot of positive mojo vibrations. Okay, so I'm going to share with you all some super positive mojo vibrations. It is more blessed to give than to receive. So if you haven't contributed yet to the campaign to elect candidate Congressman John Kitover, click my profile or just click the link in the chat and give, because it's better to give than it is to receive. So remember, give. Okay, we're gonna do a quick little pause break as you give. We're gonna do a 5-minute silence. Here we go. Starting the 5 minutes, take the deepest breath of the day.
happened to the room? Where'd everybody go?
Oh, we're doing a 5-minute period of silence because there's always so much chaos in the muff.
I think there's chaos in every month, bro. Muffs just bring chaos.
So the Hebrew term is shalom bais, which is peace in the house. So if you want peace in the house, you have to figure out what's the magic word if you want to get more peace in the house. It starts with an S and ends with an E. What does it spell?
Sentence.
No, it's silence.
Oh, okay, gotcha. You're right. Oh, fuck. Alright. How's your campaign going, John?
It's good. I'm trying to get the first onboarding done here on Clubhouse, and but I think we're going to get the signatures. There's plenty of time to get enough to get on the ballot, and I'm pretty sure enough people are willing to sign where it will be able to pass the examination and get on the ballot.
Okay, alright. Oh, good idea. Yeah. So you gotta, I heard, because I was gonna throw you a couple of dollars, man, help you out. But I heard that everybody's name has to be like accounted for and all that shit. Like you have to use your legit name and all that stuff and address for
I will know.
donations or whatever.
I will personally know who you are if you donate to me.
Okay, well, I'll give somebody else who donated to you the money. And
I will personally know you.
I don't want to do anything illegal.
No, it's not illegal. There are rules when you donate, and the rules are on the donation page.
Okay, cool. All right, sounds good. Yeah, I'll just do it that way then.
Yeah,
you got my respect, man. You got my respect for getting up and taking charge and actually putting rubber on the road, brother. So good luck to you in your campaign, man. I wish you the best.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, the big win is just getting on the ballot. That's all it is. If I get on the ballot, that's the win. I probably won't win at the ballot, but the challenge of getting on that ballot, I think it's a healthy and a positive thing to do.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, man. I agree with you. You know, it's the more people like you actually, even if you don't see anything fruitful from it, but it opens a lot of people's eyes that, hey, they can take action. You know, if they see something in the government they don't like and they want to start a grassroots movement to make some changes locally, I think it's a good lesson that you're providing for people and show them that it can be done. You know, it's not impossible. So, I'm proud of you, man. I wish you the best of luck, brother.
It's fun because it does allow you to center yourself on social media, and they keep taking my X account down. Unbelievable. And every day I have to re-verify it. So enough people are complaining against me on alternative platforms and this platform as well that, that the fact that the accounts aren't getting deleted is a big win for me, because I have a YouTube account with 7,000 videos on it, 3,000 videos. If they delete one of those, that's many years of work. So, the way I conduct myself, but the way that I'm also, I'm just saying as you have seen in this room today, people come in here with very negative mojo vibrations.
So these people that are complaining for your accounts, are those people here on Clubhouse, or these are like outside people that just don't want to see you on the ballot?
I think it's both, because I've got haters on all platforms at this point, but not like, I hope, bad haters. But what I'm just trying to say that in the muff, you know, you got to take a deep breath because everything is just for a day. And if I think that this app, and I say it all the time, I think it's a roast room, you know, and I am self-deprecating, but I will also roast other people. And I do like it when I get roasted because it's a kick, you know, it is a kick. And in the muff is where it's at. I just can't wait for the number one campaign fundraiser to the campaign to reappear in the muff and bring us the super positive mojo vibrations.
I'll be sure to let him know you miss him. I've tried to support the spirit of, you know, how he wants things run.
The rules are important, and I've heard the rules, you know, be violated today. And I would just say reading the rules here forces you in the now because in the muff, you are not allowed to talk about former drama rooms or anything from the past. Look at the rules. What is it, rule number 4?
This is true, but we all know that Mojo has his own slant on interpreting the rules, and then he allows occasional bending here and there on certain rules, that being one of them. And I have worked pretty hard to try and not let, like, the gossip mill and the rumor mill, like, just get carried away in the conversation. If I feel like it's starting to get that way, I try to bring it back and say, okay, let's just not, like, rehash that here. But I also don't want to stop people from engaging in conversation either. And I think as long as they're being respectful and they're trying to be conscientious about, you know, not laying out names and just shit-talking people for the purpose of shit-talking people, you know, I will tend to let that slide occasion. But I do try to keep a handle on it.
Serendipity that I know. This woman's serendipity I know. I've got some tea about her.
Edie knows all my dirty secrets.
Where all the bones are buried.
Yes, she does, because she helped me bury them. Assured mutual destruction, my darling.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you make sure somebody's having to talk shit. You just make sure that they're involved in all the shit.
That's right. Get them to help you bury the bodies. But we actually have had some really great discussions in here the last few days, too. I mean, there's been a lot of positive discourse and dialogue, I think. So, that's a win. And we got a lot more rooms. You know, people was taking pot shots at the old masculinity mansion this morning, Sig. Not pot shots, but airing their grievances. And I said, you know, you kind of got to take that house for what it is, though. It's boy locker mentality. You're like, hold here and the guys be guys.
Exactly, man. It's amazing how people get bent out of shape because someone doesn't agree with their opinion, man, or their take on shit, and they take it to heart, man. I'm like, God damn, bro, just don't go. If there's a place you know where you're gonna hear shit you don't like or doesn't align with your thoughts and ideologies, just don't fucking go.
That's right, you know. If I'm in there listening and I hear something that makes me feel compelled to, like, want to jump up on that stage and argue, I'm like, it's time for me to go. I gotta go. I'll see you later, Sig.
That's why I love white women. White women don't like to fight or argue. It's like, oh, I'll go bake some cookies. I'll go make some brownies. Life is good.
It's hyperbolic stuff. I mean, I think you guys are hyperbolic sometimes, and I think that's to get a reaction. And it's like, okay, I got to step out of my feelings on this because this isn't about me. You know, they're engaging, and there's a tactic there, and it is like it's a dude space. You know, like if there's one place on Clubhouse where I expect men to go and act like men, it's in the masculinity mansion. Like it's a dude space, and you guys should have that. You guys should absolutely have that.
Yeah, I said in the chat earlier that it's about
being extreme and hyperbolic so you can move the needle and have some influence on these millennial betas. Zer betas. And so you can't get their attention if you're just going to be polite all the time like they demand. You know what I mean? You gotta be hard.
And let's face it, I mean, guys don't oftentimes like just polite conversation. I mean, guys, you know, they like to do their guy thing and not be tone policed constantly. I think that's just a good place for a dude to go and not have to worry about tone policing and curtailing his speech and not, you know, offending the feminine sensibilities of the women. I don't know.
Well,
I like it.
It's like you said, if you don't like it, just don't go in there. I don't know why anybody would go in there and then complain about it. Just don't fucking go in there. Like what?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nobody's forced to go in there. It's not. I don't get that.
No, me either.
But and you're right, serendipity, 100%. You and Mike are both right. It's a lot of it's hyperbole, and the reason why is to grab people's attention to get them into the conversation. What I found is that it's going to be heated at first because the person's initially offended, and they're clutching their pearls and how dare you, and but once you can cool it down, like you can actually make some really good friends off of some of these contentious conversations. Like, there's one young guy from Detroit named Threeski. I mean, serendipity, this dude was trying to beat me to fight me. Like, I mean, this motherfucker was pissed at some of the shit that I was saying. But now he comes into the rooms and, he's like, damn, on some of this, gender war shit, he's like, I gotta agree with you, Sig, even though I don't like your ass when it comes to you dragging on black people, but he's like, I have to agree. And now this dude comes in the room and like, we're cool as shit now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We've actually built a friendship off of the controversy and contention. Same thing with a dude named Ready Rock. Like, he came in hot as fuck, man. He's like, he doesn't like the way that I go off on black people and black women. But we had our words, and he story about why he thinks the way that he thinks and articulated it very well, and I can understand. But now me and him are cool as shit, So I've noticed some of the best friendships and connections I've made have started off controversial, and then you find a common ground, and you're like, okay, it's not as bad as we like to make it out to be. We can actually disagree, but still be cool,
Yeah. Well, and like I said, you provide a place that makes it. They don't have to worry about the women and the feelings and the emotions. Like, they can get the egregious aggressive stuff out, and then, like you said, they can get to kind of the heart of the conversation. And just so you know, Sid, Monica and I, we've been battling and kind of brainstorming. We're going to do a kind of a series of rooms in the next week or so on opposition to the gender wars. We want to do a room that focuses on the fatherhood effect and raise up and lift up, men who are good fathers, whether they're in committed married relationships or not, because oftentimes women are referred to as single mothers, but they have a dad that's very involved in helping them raise their children, and it's not really a fair testament to say that, I'm a single parent when you're sharing that responsibility with the fathers. And we want to do some lifting of the women, lifting of the women in Clubhouse up to each other, and also calling women out. I think there's nobody better to call a woman out on certain behaviors than other women. So, yeah, we're going to kind of do some oppositional to gender wars rooms and talk about how we balance each other. And we should spend a little less time fighting against each other and a little more time working together,
Absolutely. No, I agree. It's a good idea. Well, I'll bring the MM crew in and we'll clutch our pearls and we'll be offended.
Okay. You come in and clutch your pearls. That's right.
So I want to...
How dare you say such? What's the term for... the women who hate men.
Misandry.
Yeah, how dare you be a misandrist? Oh my God.
Right.
How dare you? Who hurt you? You must hate your father.
I want to welcome Derry to the room. I just also want to say it is more blessed to give than to receive. It is more blessed to give than to receive. Click that link above now, and we're at 610. I want to get to $1,000 today. Rabono Shalom. Welcome to In the Muff, Derry.
I was like, Betty's not coming off mic.
Right.
This is just a little aside for a second. When people follow me, usually I see if they have mutual friends before I follow. Occasionally, somebody with like a handful of followers, I'm like, let me just give them a chance and follow them back. Almost 100%, 99.9% of the time, I'm gonna get some weird fucking DM from them. Do not follow accounts with like 10, 20 friends. You're gonna get some weird DM from them.
Oh yeah, I got the weirdest DM on Clubhouse ever the other day, y'all. I got a DM from some rando in the goo that said, "Would you mind sending me a picture of your socks?" Like, what? What? Yeah, no. No. I actually put their chat. I put their chat in my PTR for a hot minute while they were still in the room because I was just like, "Who does this? Who does this?" Your socks, okay? I don't know.
That's
And then
actually
you
kind of
say,
hot.
just picture your feet. First it's the socks, then it's the feet.
Right. If I'd have done it, I would have totally gone in there and taken a picture of the baby's feet.
I could totally see you in some winter wool socks serendipity.
Right.
Such a turn on.
Legs stretched out on the ottoman in front of the fireplace.
Right. Pull the sock down just enough to get a little bit of ankle action. Oh my God. Woo.
Yep, there you go.
One thing, Sig, that I appreciate about you is that when there's drama going on, people are like, this person, you always ask for receipts, and you're always, I think, very good about not letting people run their mouths unless they, have something to back it up with. And you did it with me once, but I'm not going to mention the person's name because they don't deserve my attention. But, and I appreciate that you try to be level-headed with the drama.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. I just, it's a golden rule. Treat people how you want to be treated. I wouldn't want anybody just taking somebody else's word for granted to, not like me or give them an excuse to not hang with me or whatever. So I try to do the same thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Like I said, I don't make other people's beefs my beefs. It's just I just don't, man. It's just been my rule for a long time. So if unless you do something egregious like your role play, you actually are a sexual offender. Something egregious like that, then yeah, I wouldn't fuck with that person regardless. But just stupid shit. This person, why are you hanging around them because they did it? I don't care. I don't care. And if it's that bad, then show me something that they did. And if you can't show me, then shut the fuck up. I don't care.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. I don't know. I try to lead with giving. Reasonably decent in most of their perspectives, and then I hear something really, egregious. I want people to lead with giving me the benefit of the doubt, so I'm going to lead with giving them the benefit of the doubt the majority of the time.
Yeah, it's so easy for rumors to get started and people to run with them, and the rumors get multiplied into more egregious shit. And I'm just not a huge fan of destroying people's reputations off of rumors, dude. I've seen people like crash and burn who got rumors spread around them that weren't true and just lost a lot, man. And it's just not fair. It's not right.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And then too, it's like, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, sir.
No, just go ahead.
What I was gonna say too, and it's like you gotta give humans room to be humans. We're infallible, dude. We fuck up. Yep. I don't like to judge people off of them fucking up because we all do it. Like I do it too. I do dumb shit. I've done a lot of dumb shit. And I'm just so grateful I have people that can look past that. And it's just I just judge people on how they come back from their bad decisions or mistakes. If you own it, you take accountability, you take 100% responsibility for it. Say, you know what, yeah, I was wrong, my bad, I'm sorry. That's how I'm gonna make my judgment on the person. But we gotta give each other room to breathe, bro. It's just crazy how we pin each other to this box of perfection. It's just unrealistic, and that destroys more relationships than anything from what I've seen.
Yeah, I agree. Because like you said, I mean, I've screwed up. I've done things on this app that I'm not proud of. I've screwed up. I've gotten on stage and hollered and screamed and whooped and, acted like a freaking banshee. And we do. We all make mistakes. We all have bad days. And, yeah, there is something about being accountable for it and letting go and moving on. Like, that's one of the big lessons that I learned here is letting go. I've had a couple of long-standing arguments and stuff with people, and you know what? I'm over it. Like, I'm over it. I don't hold on to most of that stuff. Clubhouse has been good for me in that regard.
Well, it always begs the question, what is the golden rule? Then who here thinks that treat others the way you want to be treated is the golden rule, which is treat other people with respect? I mean, that's your neighbor. That means that's what peace in the home is, because if you treat your partner with respect, they're going to give you the same respect. But, I see a lot of situations where maybe some people aren't consciously aware that they're not giving respect and they're giving disrespect in their communication.
I'm not sure that they're not consciously aware. Sometimes I think they're very aware. We're going to do a room tonight, y'all, on Karens, Jezebels, and Bethany's.
Don't forget the Susan.
Well, I mean, if they're not giving respect and they're giving disrespect, and you claim that they are aware of what they're doing, I mean, where's the accountability then?
They're the same thing. Well, that's the problem. That's why I think women need to hold women accountable. Hence the Karens, Jezebels, Bethany's of Clubhouse. We're going to talk about it.
The Scarlets?
Scarlett's going to help. We have an all-star cast, an all-star modcast. I think it's going to be Scarlett and myself and possibly Edie and MG and Elle. It's going to be an all-star cast, y'all.
Well, there's nothing better than a good top of a muffin and a cup of coffee in the muff on a Friday morning.
That's right. That's right.
So I also just want to point out the number 9 rule of this room or this house is no drama from former rooms. But I would encourage anyone here to try to, enforce the rule. But, I'm willing to bet within 6 minutes, somebody's going to break that rule.
Oh no, this room's kind of winding down, John. You might lose that bit.
Oh, well, I could break the rule.
Well, there is that.
It sounds like you want to, because this is the second time you brought it up. So is there something you want to speak of? I'll tell you some drama, John. This was a while ago, but preservation of the human race, and you were up there talking, and I said something about, not appreciating the recording. I understand you can do it, and you I said, I'm just not going to talk if I think you're in the audience. You're like, you can't stop me. I'm going to find, it was like you were going to find a way. And I just thought it was pretty hilarious.
Yeah,
It's a force to be reckoned.
Yeah, I try not to let any kind of verbal or written attack on me go unanswered. And yesterday I really got into it with somebody on X, and I said, you're insulting my honor and my dignity. And, dignity is an important word because not a lot of people really have meditated on what dignity is, where it comes from, what's the source, or what is your dignity, or what you're willing to sell yourself for. Everyone sells themselves every single day in the workplace. So My question to the room is, what is your dignity?
My dignity is, I think, aligns a lot with how I make people feel. I don't want to be that person that makes somebody have a shit day generally. I don't want to be that person that makes somebody even feel unseen. More than what I do, I don't know. I just want to be nice to people.
Well, for every action, there is an opposite and equal reaction. King Nav, I'm wondering if I could ask you a question. What's your dignity, King Nav?
No.
Yo, what's up?
You're such a little broom slut. You never stay anywhere for very long.
Ah.
You pop in here and I'll be like, oh, I'm going to say hey to Norm. And I look and you're gone. And I'm like, yeah. He never sticks around.
Pour me a martini and threaten me with a good time.
Yep, he's always bouncing around. I'm just like, missed him again. You're in, you're out. We must.
I guess I have like some kind of an extreme case. I like modding 3 rooms at a time. But I don't think I've ever hit 4.
Is that what it is?
You're mod or L normal. That's what we call it.
Yeah. I'm like, we must just bore the shit out of him. He's literally not in here for 30 seconds. It's like, peace, I'm out.
El Normo, I'm wondering if you could read. Oh, he left.
See? He's like, I'm done. Got my green bean and I'm out.
He's a 60-second in the muff kind of guy.
Yeah.
Gone in 60 seconds.
We have those. We definitely have those. I like to follow him around sometimes and watch him go on his little crusades. Norm is funny in a room when he gets argumentative. Oh, there's my BFF, Red.
So that Anon in the audience is my other account, and this is all being live streamed on 13 different YouTubes, but the links are all in the chat. And what's amazing is when Mojo is here, the super positive vibration, literally some of those rooms have thousands of chats. That's you can definitely look at the chats as like an analytics, for the size of the room. But I'm just saying, I hope everybody has a super happy, healthy, wealthy, positive vibration this Friday.
Thank you, John.
Look at this cowboy. Hey, Sheikh.
Alaikum salam.
Walaikum assalam to you too, Sheikh.
Thank you. Alaikum shalom to you. Or alaikum shabbat.
Alaikum Shabbat.
Have you had a muffin yet? Would you like a cup of coffee, Sheikh?
Oh, I did have one. I went to Dunkin' Donuts and I had a coffee cake muffin.
Coffee cake muffin, huh? That wasn't in the poll last week. That's a good one, though.
Yep.
I'd rank that one right behind blueberry. You win! Ewan's been in a lot of trouble over on the Jewish side, too. He's a naughty, naughty boy.
Oh no, I've been absolutely destroying scumbags on this app. It's been great. Come on, you know me, Serendipity. I'm a principled asshole. I'm a principled asshole. I stand by my principles.
I was one of your nuns in that room last night listening.
Oh, were you not? Oh, there's like 7 of you guys. It was fucking
I
weird.
know. I was like, look at all these nuns in here.
I know. It was hilarious. Oh my god. Serendipity. That was one of the most fun rooms I've had in forever.
Yeah, y'all
I'm not gonna lie. I'm doing 60 days of those rooms, by the way. 60 days. What's the
I know. I heard.
Geopolitical decision in that if we turn anti-Israel, we get the rest of the Middle East except the Gulf Arab countries, but we get Syria, we get Egypt, we get...
Call them out? I mean, I am. I'm going to call them out over like 60 days. But honestly, Serendipity, I'm kind of just tired of this, like, I'm not going to stand in solidarity with the scumbag, you know?
Yeah, but Ewan, you got to realize in, communication, when you throw a insult at someone, I mean, it sticks to you.
Oh, I know. Don't worry, John Kitover. I know. Wait till you hear about the trans shit that John said.
Well, Ewan, I know it's Friday, and I just want to say it is more blessed to give than to receive. So click that link above if you want to absolve yourself of any former sins and acts. Oh, no, he's a registered American voter. Look at the rules, Ewan.
He's not a registered American voter.
I can't vote for you, bro.
I'm not asking for your vote, sir. I'm asking for your U.S. dollars.
He doesn't have U.S. dollars, is my point. He's not in the country.
No, Ewan has a U.S. bank account, Ewan. Click the link above and send the dollars from your U.S. bank account. Be sure to look at the rules.
What's going on, Ewan? What's up, bro? No, man, I'm great. Yeah. I just got back from walking my dog. I'm having a good day. I was up until like fucking 7 in the morning though, just like fucking trolling the shit out of this guy on this app. And yeah, it was really fun. And I'm glad that you were there to see it Saturday because it was fucking hilarious.
You can. Actually, Ewan, ladies and gentlemen, I've just detected a rule violation. Number 9, Ewan, please review the rule list. What the F? You got me. You made me forget the rules so quickly, Ewan. I'm gonna repeat the rules to you very quickly. No threats of violence. No doxing. Stay on topic. Keep your shares brief. Do not interrupt speakers, especially the moderators. Moderators may interject when appropriate. The N-word and K-words are forbidden on stage and in chat. Do not spam the chat. Do not bring drama here from any other rooms. English only.
I did break that rule, sorry.
Keep families out of your mouth. No speaking while
I didn't break any of the
eating.
other rules. I didn't break any of the other rules. I did break that one rule though.
They're loosely defined at moderator discretion, Ewan.
I mean, John, I was the one who got dogged.
Well, some of them are loosely defined, not all of them.
All right, well, now that you're aware of the rules, if there's any other future rule violations, moderators will take action if appropriate.
Yo, is that your studio setup, Ewan? It's pretty dope, man.
Yeah, that's part of it, man. Yeah, it's a sick studio. Yeah, I really love this space. I had a bigger studio in Canada, but I like the studio more. It's smaller, but it's like.
Sig, you got any dramatic rooms planned for the day?
No, I'm just chilling today. I'm actually working on a client's car, their truck. I'm buffing out all the scratches and ceramic coating it. So I'm just doing that, and I got Clubhouse in my ear. But I can't, I got both hands full for the most part today, so I can't host any rooms.
Check out Scarlett's PTR. Watch out for flying monkeys in her cappuccino, y'all. Oh, Miss Scarlett. Did you happen to have any interesting conversations over lunch? Yeah, no, maybe so. Okay.
So if there's...
Hi, True Society. What's going on?
Hey, Mohammed, we're about to do a breathing exercise. I don't know if you do that in Islam, but I like to encourage everybody to take the deepest breath of the day.
Yeah, you know.
Hold it for 10 seconds, 10, not 11, 10, not 9. Let it go. And say, I am in the muff.
So what are you talking about, idiots?
Hey, Mohammed.
Yeah, we certainly weren't talking about pedophile loving deities or prophets.
Are you in Hamas, Mohammed?
I wish, you know.
You wish you were in Hamas? Man, like, that's talk about losing a battle, right?
No, I wish I could be killing your soldiers at the moment, you know. You know, some idiots from Hamas keep killing your soldiers, and...
Sorry, that's a rule violation. Please refer to the rules. Ladies and gentlemen, no threats of violence. Number 1 rule of this house.
He violated
Rejected.
rule number 15, which is don't start any war crimes in this room.
No threats of violence.
But honestly, guys, I don't understand why you keep attacking a religion. Why this is really necessary? I'm a Muslim myself, and I support Israel. I don't understand why you're doing this. I mean,
we weren't attacking a religion. He came in hot, okay?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it's not really nice to. It's not necessary. I mean,
he came up on stage in a room where we hadn't even discussed religion or soldiers or anything, and started in.
I know. I had a problem.
We're allowed to respond. We are allowed to respond to the space.
Yeah, but just he could attack himself, not. Attack that idiot, not attacking on religion. I mean, every single religion. If you look for something, there are stupid things in it. There are in Judaism as well. I mean, if women is on period, if it touches anything, it becomes dirty. So for somebody else, that's not something that can understand. But for a Jew, that's kind of a rule. So I'm saying there are a lot of Muslims.
Listen, I'm a moderator, Agir, and I'm enacting. Hold on, Ewan, hold on. I'm enacting moderator privilege to interrupt. Please do not disparage vaginas and menstruation in the muff. Please proceed, Agir.
So I'm just saying.
I was just gonna say, Agir, though. Like, I mean, for example, if I somehow got period blood on my jacket, I'm gonna wash my jacket.
No, it's not about that. It's just the women.
Ajir, duly noted. Okay, Ajir, duly noted. I hear what you're saying.
Sorry, Serendipity. I'm just saying something to Ewan. You know, I know him because he's kind of he's attacking on everybody. He attacked me last time I spoke, and he claims that he's paying too much tax in the country that he lives, and just Muslims are the problem. And every single day when I come to Clubhouse for a few minutes,
I didn't say they are the problem. I'm saying that they are an issue in our country. Yeah.
Yeah, you're an issue as well if they are an issue, because you're a foreigner. I don't understand who gave you a right to speak in behalf of the British people. I'm not defending any of those.
I'm not speaking on behalf of the Brits. I'm talking about what happens in where I live and in my neighborhood.
No, I just gave you, you're delusional. I gave you statistics of the government. You did not accept the statistics of the government. You were saying government are just telling us lies.
They're relying on everything. A national investigation into grooming gangs.
Could you please, for many things, I gave you figures for many things. You said governments are lying, but the parts that you like, you're not saying they lie.
They're lying. I said that they're not.
Yeah, but I told you even. I'm an immigration advisor, and I know the laws. You still told me that you don't know. You're that type of person. You're not the type of person that is wants to understand. What?
Akira.
Yeah.
Wait. No drama in this room, okay? Just relax.
No, the drama queen here is you, to be honest. Attacking on everybody.
You're the one screaming in this room.
No, you're always with your microphone. You're the only one insulting everybody, and you think you know too much. But to be honest, you know nothing.
Well, okay, so the issue with the UK is that they don't actually record statistics properly.
No, that's a lie. That's a big lie.
Ajir, hey, Maud speaking here. I would like for you guys to have this dialogue. It's neutral territory for both of you, but only one of you can speak at a time. Let Ewan make a statement, and then you will have the floor to respond, I promise. Okay?
Yeah.
So who's going to go first?
Make the point. Let me make my point.
Go make a point, okay.
We'll let Ewan make a point first.
So in the country that I currently live, they don't actually, quote-unquote, take down ethnic statistics. But the reason for that is because they don't want to release the data. Now, there was just a huge report called the Casey Report that was released that is now launching a national investigation into the rape and abuse of white working-class girls by specifically Pakistani Muslims and a few other Muslim groups, but mostly Pakistani Muslims in the UK in the thousands. And it happened over 50 towns and cities across the UK, and there are hundreds of thousands of victims. They've already recorded that data. They're working on the investigation, and I want to wait for that investigation to be finished before I come to an actual conclusion. But if we got to the point where there had to be a national investigation of this, I would say that's a problem. Okay, here?
So, you finished?
Yes, now the floor is yours.
I was not addressing that, and I totally agree with what remarks you made on Pakistani's grooming gang. That's something that has existed. It's a problem, and it's a really big problem. I totally agree on that. But you said migrants are not contributing to the country, but the statistics from Universal Credit shows that 87.8% of the Brits are claiming benefits. Only 1.5% of the refugees claiming benefits. And 98.5% of them are working and paying tax. So I did not defend the Pakistani Muslims or those extremist fucks because I have a problem with them myself. But I'm just saying, you attacking on migrants, you just sometimes talking like you're a white supremacist or something like that.
No, I'm not. I'm not racist at all.
Yeah, you say you're against it, but your accent, what you're saying is not against it. That's the problem.
Here, so can I respond to it here now? Is that okay, guys?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So here,
Ajir, are you finished making your point, or do you have anything else you want to say before I hand it back to Ewan? I don't want you to feel cut off. Okay, Ewan, go ahead.
What I would say about that is that you're misunderstanding the point that I was making, because I wasn't talking about legal immigrants. I was talking about the issue with the illegal immigration that's going on in the country. The illegal immigrants that are coming into the country are coming across by boats In the past year, I think we've had something like 50,000. And yes, they are a net drain on the economy. We're spending something of upwards of $15 billion a year to house them in hotels. And it's not me that's going out and protesting. I'm just making the observation that British people, and it's not just white British people, there's literally been, I've seen video footage of Chinese people, I've seen video footage of Jamaican people, I've seen video footage of people of all different backgrounds, all joining together in this country to say that we don't want to be spending $15 billion a year on an issue that could be just easily sorted out by stopping bringing boats over and putting these people in migrant hotels. The other issue is that there's a specific lack of safety with a lot of these hotel locations. So, for example, there are hotels that are housing 500 of these illegal migrants that are next to schools, and parents are terrified for their kids' safety because we also have issues in those areas where those illegal immigrants have sexually assaulted underage, children. So that is why across this country we're having protests all across it. There's something like every weekend now, there's 50 towns and cities, just like the grooming gang crisis apparently, where there are literal huge protests going on to stop this going on, and people are upset about it. I haven't been to a single one of those protests, okay? So I would say that I'm not being racist at all, and I actually don't think that those protests are racist either. Most of the people are multicultural that are showing up to those protests, and they don't want this happening in the country. 15 billion pounds a year is being spent on it. They don't have to spend it.
Jir, are you back? I think you may have had audio issues for a minute. All right, well, there you have it.
So how's everybody else's day going today? I'm having a great day.
Great day. Happy Friday.
Are you drinking coffee yet, Ewan?
I've had 2 coffees today.
So tell us about your little new baby.
She's the best thing in the world, and I love her to death. And her and I get along super well. We're like good buds. It was really nice.
So how are you keeping peace in the home with your beautiful wife and your baby? Peace in the home in Hebrew means shalom bais. It's a little bit like a clubhouse, is there peace in the mosque?
Bills, John. That's how I'm keeping the peace in the home. I'm paying the bills.
Daddy's home. So if you voted comment with topic, put your topic in the chat. I think you all know what mine's going to be. In the muff. A lot of people don't like meetings, but I would suggest that, in the working world, meetings and getting to know people is the joy of life, not the downside of life. And a lot of people have a lot of frustration and anger and anxiety, and it really all boils from one place, which is communication.
Well, I mean, that's what this app is all about, right, John?
Well, see, Ewan, in the super positive Moja Vibration Experience musical that I'm releasing this weekend, with you, of course, because I know you're such a talented musician, but the campaign needs a DJ to bring us that funky mojo positive vibration. I'm wondering, Ewan, if you could maybe play a little music for us and get this party campaign started.
I wish I could. Sorry, Tom. Can't do it right now.
Well, at some point, if you're
I'm not in my
free.
studio. I'm not. I know my profile picture is in the studio. I'm not in my studio right now.
No, I know that's just your profile picture. I'm just saying maybe at some point when you're finished talking and you want to create something, musically, of course, I'd love to talk to you or listen to what you're creating.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I love. Yeah. I mean, you know, I love creating music. I love, you know, DJing's fun too. It's all great. I love celebrations. It's an amazing thing. But what happened to Ajir? Did he leave? Did he leave the room? Oh, there he is. Ajir, are you back?
Yes, I am. Yeah, sorry, because of the internet, I'm literally in the border between Iran and Iraq. Internet connection is really bad.
Did you get to hear my point that I was making?
No, unfortunately, I couldn't hear anything. If you don't mind.
It's a shame. I made a good point.
Yeah. So you part of it, I think I've heard a few words. You were talking about the schools and this type of crimes which is going on in UK. I have no problem about that. I have a problem. I don't have a problem about what you said about what is going on in the UK, but some other things, information you provided, actually it was totally wrong and misleading. So, and also you try to make fun of my dress, wrestling dress. I'm really proud of it. I'm a gold medal winner. So I don't understand why attacking on people, and when somebody says something that you don't like,
that's great. No, I think that's great. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Oh, so if it's that, I'm not crazy to just attack people or making comments about people, and we are good. Thank you.
Yeah, man. No, I'm not against, like, okay. I'm not against all Muslims. I'm just talking about the issues that are happening in my country, and people get very heated when things get brought up.
I'm just.
And and so the point that I'm making then is that okay. If I was incorrect about, you know, a couple things, sure, like, that's fine. I'm trying my best. I'm actually trying to you know, tell the truth as much as possible.
See, Ajir, what's happening is here. Hold on, Owen. I'm going to interact with Mod Privilege here. You gentlemen are bringing drama in from a former room. And I just got to say, it's bleeding out in your conversation. So look at number 9 in the rule list, put a little check next to it, and let's get this conversation.
I feel like they just kind of came to a meeting of the minds. I mean, Ewan apologized. Ajir said, you know, he graciously accepted. I mean, that's progress. I like to see people make up.
Yeah,
I'm not out to hurt you. I'm not out to hurt all Muslims or anything like that. I'm just talking about what's going on.
You know what I want you to know, that I lost 2 of my brothers in fighting with ISIS. I literally died myself. I still have a problem in my leg. We fight with extremism. There are certain people and certain type of ideology which are not accepted in any type of religion. And it's not just Islam. I mean, in Africa, there are Christian militias that they beheading Muslims, and in Burma, the Buddhists are killing the Muslims and burning their bodies alive. I mean, I'm just saying, yeah, there are many crazy people, or I can say, because there are 2 billion Muslims, so obviously there are some scumbags over there, and they interpret the religion in the way they want, and and also because of the area, because always was going through war, some people, they don't really educate it. And yeah, I do understand they make problem if they go to the progressive country, to developed countries, and because they were not educated.
Wait, hold on a second, Agir. This is moderator John speaking. Hate to interrupt, but I'm enacting mod privileges here. You know, I think I just detected a lie that you told everybody in this room. And it's the biggest bullshit lie I've ever heard come out of somebody's mouth in my entire life. You know what that lie was? And before I tell you what that lie was that you just told everybody, I'm going to put it in the chat so you can watch the live replay of your lie. It's just one lie, but you may not, have caught it. But essentially, it's the biggest bullshit lie I've ever heard on Clubhouse in my whole life. Do you know what it was, Agir?
What it was? I don't know what you mean by that.
Wait.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, wait.
Are you talking about Boko Haram?
No. Agir, English is not your first language, correct?
No, it's not.
All right. Well, you are speaking English and you are obeying the rules of this house. But I just want to let you know, because I know English isn't your first language, and therefore you may not be aware of this one big lie that you just told everybody. So I just want to clarify. English.
Which is what, John, just get to it. Brief.
Oh,
yeah, just tell me.
I'm sorry if this is causing anybody any anxiety, but, you can watch the replays, Agir, and you can find out the one big lie.
Just go ahead and say it.
Oh.
Are you talking about when he said I died?
Oh my God, there you got it, serendipity. Ding, 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 winner, chicken dinner.
Here's where my brain went with that, John. When he said that he potentially was wounded to the point of losing a heartbeat and was resuscitated.
I was in ICU. Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of how I took that.
So wait, you're talking to us right now. You didn't die. You said you died. How did you die? But now you're talking to us. Oh, Concrete, go right ahead, Concrete.
Notice how he has the. I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying he's running for office, and this pettiness is a sign that he should never be in power. And I hope everyone gets to see it.
I find him to be quirky for sure. I find him to be entertaining sometimes.
He's a seething, petty human being. You see what he just did to somebody who has faced tragedy? He took the opportunity to grandstand and call the person a liar.
But that's why I called him out.
He could have easily interpreted.
You're projecting, Concrete. You're projecting, as usual, Concrete. All right, please mute your mic, gentlemen. Moderator is speaking here. Moderator is enacting power.
My moderator status trumps your moderator status. We have rudely interrupted Agir's story. I would like for him to continue to tell it, so I'm going to give the mic back to him momentarily.
Well, I'm just saying, I was explaining that I was severely wounded during the war with these extremists. When I said I died, I mean I even kind of experienced death when I didn't know what is going on for at least 3 months. And later on until now, I'm carrying that pain and all of the suffers that I suffered from that war with those extremists. So I just wanted to say I understand all of these things. I did not mean that I died and I came back. I'm not Jesus. And yes, English is not my
Oh,
first
wait,
language.
Agir, hold on a second. I got to interrupt because I'm a mod. I just got to say, Agir, I know you didn't die because you're here speaking with us, but you just told us you died. And now you're saying you're not Jesus. Why did you think? Hey, Concrete. Do not interrupt. Do not interrupt the moderator.
Yeah, so
Do
stand down.
Do not interrupt the moderator. Listen, go ahead, Serendipity.
Agir, I don't appreciate. Did you remove Concrete?
Absolutely, he's breaking the rules.
John, we don't remove people from the room.
Oh, we do if they break the rules. He's repeatedly breaking the rules.
You remove me as well because you're a dick. I mean, I'm definitely sure you don't have many friends because you're kind of God knows, you're type of people that claiming you love your country, but you make a friend of you.
All right, you wanted me to remove him from the room? I removed him from the room.
Oh my gosh, John.
I'm sorry, but as a moderator, I will enforce the rules. That's what a strong leader does. Tell me if I'm wrong. Do strong leaders not enforce the rules? They do. And I looked at the rules and he violated the rules.
No, you're being arbitrary. You know that Mojo doesn't kick people from the room. He moves them to the audience.
I can't move them to the audience. Only power I have is to kick them from the room.
Y'all, I hope you have a happy Friday. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. I hope I get to see some of you lovely people this evening on the app. I'm gonna go take care of some work stuff, and hopefully I'll see y'all around in the mouth.
Today's technology could even do better than our founding fathers, as we could set up a system of government that works beneficial to everybody. I don't know why we haven't figured it out, but it's all about money. It's all about greed. And we the people could easily stop it yesterday. We're years late doing it, but I don't know how we're going to do it. It's a peaceful revelation, by the way. Or revolution, excuse me. Not revelation. Revolution. It's a peaceful revolution. And the way we do it is understanding that we can do the basic
Okay, so now this is now my list. DC is now on my list. Don't live in DC, Florida, or Texas.
Right.
That's on my list now, Ramona. DC, Florida, and Texas.
This isn't gonna stop. It's not gonna stop in DC.
And Mississippi too.
Speaking of,
Mississippi.
Well, also people forget that DC is an estate sometimes. So like it's still, so it's going on right now, but and it says 30 days, but who knows? It could be,
You know what I think? I think he's solidifying his power base there in DC, and he's gathering all the troops he can.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's what it sounds like to me.
Well, I remember you were not able to walk around with the red hat in DC. Not saying that was right, but I remember you had to hide your red hat, your MAGA hat in DC. You used to have to hide it. Yeah, no, you don't gotta hide it anymore. Nope, you do not have to hide it anymore. You can wear it loud and proud in downtown DC. It won't nobody say anything. So it's changed from his first time election. First election, people were scared to wear it. Nobody wore it here.
Now they all about it.
I think that two things. I think DC is a test for use for other places. And I also think that in the future, there's going to be something where he's going to want something done by the Congress, and they're going to not want to do it, even the Republicans, and he's going to use the military